Hello, hello, hello. Can you guys hear us now? Damn, what a bummer. All right, well, hang on, let me see if... Is that coming? Okay, wow, what a bummer. Well, we burned 20 minutes having a super, fruitful conversation.
Oh, I didn't know I was live. Shit.
Oops, sorry guys, we didn't even know that we had pressed the live button. Yeah, buzzkill, I wish somebody would have said something sooner. Oh well. So basically,
What's up, guys? How's it going?
What's up? Yeah, welcome, welcome. We had done
We're here now all of a sudden.
Yeah, we were just sitting here having a casual conversation.
We were just talking about Andrew Tate
Yeah.
and Andrew Tate getting banned. Man, can we even say that on Twitch anymore?
Man, I don't know, but if we could, we would have probably talked about it for about 20 minutes. The Chop said 20 minutes later. Yeah, like I said, we'd been rambling for a while, and I thought we were just live because
It's okay.
I could hear it in our headphones.
Get them down.
Yeah.
Dude.
Anyways, long story short, the too long didn't read version. Andrew Tate got banned.
What do you guys think about that? Did you guys hear about this? He got banned from Facebook and Instagram, all Meta platforms.
Correct. Yep.
So what do we think about this? Is this good? Is this bad? Does he deserve it? H3 has a comment on it. Can we show stream?
Yeah. Yeah.
So what do you guys think about this? I mean, we replied to this on Twitter. If you guys don't get on Twitter, I mean, that's cool. You don't have to follow us on Twitter, but if you do go on Twitter, go ahead and check us out. If you're not on Twitter, it's not necessarily the worst thing in the world. You can find some funny memes on there. Elon Musk is on there talking every day. So anyways.
Yeah. So basically, he said, I find it bad that so many people are defending Andrew Tate by saying he shouldn't be deplatformed. The same people wouldn't defend a Nazi for calling violence, yet somehow it's okay against women. He says women should be owned, controlled, and deserve rape. That's calling for violence. And then basically I responded earlier and said, not the biggest Tate fan, but I would love some proof of him saying any of those things. If you're calling for violence, sure, that's not freedom of speech. I've also never seen him do that. People should be able to spout their opinions on their platform, though, without you being afraid of that opinion. So essentially, the question that we had been asking, Taco Man. Oh, yep. So
Based.
yeah, we exactly.
Anyways,
we had just said that
talk
exact
about what
same
you're
thing.
talking about.
So basically, the thing that we were getting into was, I like how as soon as our microphones go live, the viewer count kicks up. I love that. Glad, welcome everybody. So the whole point that I was asking about is what is the chat's opinion on this? So my take on it is that if you're not like he said, like I said in the tweet, if you're not explicitly calling for violence, I think you should be able to spout these crazy opinions on your own social media platforms.
Explicitly calling for violence.
Correct.
Now here's the thing. I think we can get into this, but I think there is a specific situation that we did a little bit of research and we figured out that there's like this one clip that's going around that we believe. Okay, so does Andrew Tate say that women should be owned? Right? Because the three things that H3 talks about is he said that women should be owned, controlled, and deserve rape. Okay? So does Tate say they should be owned? I mean, I think he does say that. He does say that all the time.
In a way.
He says, I own them, bro. Top G, top G. Bro,
So,
if they're going to be doing OnlyFans, I own them, bro.
Yeah. Yeah.
Right? Okay.
Yeah.
Does he say they're controlled? Obviously, he's like controlling them, right? So it's like he does say those things, but does he say they deserve the R word? I don't know. We're not really sure about this. The clip that's going around, and it's the one that is saying he's inciting violence and that he's saying that talking about the R word it's going around where Andrew Tate's talking about, if you're a girl who's wearing scantily clad clothing, you got a bikini on and you're drunk and it's late at night and you're walking down a road, you got to make better decisions because you could get into an assault. Yeah. Right.
Like you should maybe go home in an Uber with your friends instead of walking down an alley.
Here's the thing, bro. I could honestly take, and we don't need to go down this. We don't need to go down this whole rabbit hole, but I could take the advance that I don't think we should live in a society where women should have to feel like they might be picked up by, captured by guys. I don't think that should be a thing where I think women should be able to dress. I think that I would love to live in a society where we were able to, you could have a girl dress in a bikini and be drunk, and we could all just kind of like get our little side look and then move on. You know what I mean? There are cultures on Earth where that is definitely a thing. It's definitely possible. You know what I mean? There are definitely cultures where you can go down every single street after street after street, and like here, it's like super safe. You know what I mean? All these people are very law abiding. There's certain cultures that are like that. Other cultures are a little bit more chaotic. America, it's gonna be chaotic. You know, so not all cultures are the same. But like, I would like to. You know, I don't want to talk about that too much. But you know, is that him saying though that is he inciting violence?
I personally don't think so. So it's like chat just kind of mentioned it. So Chop said court mentioned some sex trafficking allegations. Yeah, so there have been.
That was a long time ago, though.
There
right?
have
that
been
had
allegations.
Nothing to do with his ban.
Correct.
We can talk about the sex trafficking allegations and all that. But
there were allegations that has nothing to do with his ban, though.
It's not sex trafficking, though. It was more so that he was he had women that were living with him, and they were doing webcams.
Yeah.
And he was like taking their webcam money.
Yeah.
So that it's like technically trafficking, right? But like it's not putting people in the backs of like semis and then taking them across borders.
For sure. Yeah.
He was basically that word, you know, it's a
Chop said so he was online pimping.
Yes,
yeah, exactly.
That's exactly
so he just had all these chicks working for him, and then he was taking their money.
And that's why he says, I owned them, bro.
Yeah.
Bruv, top G. I owned them, you know, and that was how he would justify it.
And they were like all his girlfriends, essentially. So he was basically saying, like, if you're going to be my girlfriend and I'm going to give you all this stuff, I'm going to let you live in this nice house, have all these nice cars and stuff, then I have some sort of authority over you. I'm going to take your money, blah, 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 blah. That was like the concept there. But I agree with Taco. So he said, is it freedom of speech, though? Then he said, freedom of opinion. He said, I don't know. I'm not really following the whole situation. But yeah, I do think that it's freedom of speech and freedom of opinion.
Yeah.
Like, that's my thing. Like, no matter how shitty of a take it is, or if you think that he's a douchebag, I think he's a douchebag too. Most people think that he's a douchebag. But no matter how shitty like of a take it is, it still falls under freedom of speech, in my opinion. And I mean, I guess like by the letter of the law. Choppa said, or Taka said, no, that's just smart. Choppa said, was it forced? Why would they agree to give them all their money if there wasn't something in it for them? And then Chop said, boom, exactly. Was everyone consenting? Yes. Yeah, I mean, I guess consent kind of gets blurry there a little bit, right? But yeah, I mean, at the end of the day, yeah, you could, like they weren't being chained up and put in shackles and stuff, like according to the report. So yes, they could have left, most likely. I think it was more of a deception thing from what I haven't looked into it too much. I think it was more of a deception thing where like, hey, you're going to get a lot more than you are getting. And he did own a company. He did own the company that they were working for. But I think they were under the impression that they were going to get more of a cut than they were, and then ended up not getting said cut. I believe that's how it went.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Yeah. I don't know. I've always been of the mindset of
that
like...
doesn't sound very top G though.
Yeah. I've always been of the mindset where, like, if you say something like, I was talking about it the other day with somebody where they were like, they were asking me, they were like, oh, this is exactly what we were talking about. We were talking about Shay's, the bar in Reno. It's an Irish pub.
Yeah, okay. Irish pub.
Yeah. So the owner, notoriously, it came up like a few years ago. The owner essentially
Allegedly.
was like, no, there's tons of proof of it. I've looked it up a bunch. The owner was like going around on like Instagram and like liking a bunch of like super white supremacists. Yeah, Chop just said the owner is a literal white supremacist. So
of an Irish pub?
Fun fact, Chop, her boyfriend is the supposed white supremacist. She is not. She is the Shay part of like the ownership. Supposedly her boyfriend is like a Hell's Angel and a white supremacist. But she went around.
Oh, so she's like married to him and everything.
Yeah.
But she's like, she doesn't have those opinions. You know what I mean?
Yeah. So Chop said if it looks like a Nazi and quacks like a Nazi. Yeah. So my point was she went like on her page. She was like going liking a bunch of like white supremacist photos, right?
She or
and
he?
She.
Okay.
The owner lady. Then her boyfriend like posted a picture doing like the Sig Heil in front of a swastika. And then like somebody was like somebody tagged her, I think, or something. And was like, hey, you better get your boyfriend. Like, he's like gonna ruin your guys' business or something like that.
Yeah.
And then she was like, I agree with him. And then he like
Oh
responded.
my God.
He responded and said something like along the lines of like, okay, right? So like some pretty crazy, wild stuff. But my thing is like a bunch of people were like, okay, like that, like a bunch of people were like, we should, like their business should be shut down. And my thing is, I'm like sure, like you might not like their opinion, but the beautiful thing about it, like about America, the fact of like freedom of speech is that you can have those opinions. And I was like, I respect the fact that they openly stood by those statements on their social media. And everybody that I was talking to was like, what the fuck? Like you of all people, like the one black person in this group says that you think that that's like cool that they say that. And I was like, I don't agree with what they say. I think it's really shitty things that they're saying, but I think that you should be able to say those things. They didn't say we should go and harm so-and-so or we should go and burn so-and-so. You know what I mean? Like they just said, here's our thoughts. This is how we feel. These are the people that we like. These are the people that we don't.
Yeah.
And like, that's how free speech should work, right? Like by the letter of the law, that's how free speech should work.
Yeah, I mean,
I think you should be able to have as shitty of a
but-
take as you want. As like I said, as long as you're not calling for the harm of somebody else.
yeah, it gets into the weird topic where you have some people who are saying like, oh, well, you know, just like living in a society where you're going to let a lot of those businesses start to act like that. And then it's just like, then we're back in, it's like, it's not in a full on like enforced segregated area, but you're going to have entire businesses that are like stupidly segregated by stupid racists. And it's going to be outward, and it's going to be causing a lot of people like anxiety and violence in that way. You know what I mean? Where every day they're walking down the street and getting triggered by seeing signs that are like segregated, saying like no black people allowed. You know what I mean? Like that's violence.
So then
in a
just
way.
don't,
It's mental violence.
but don't go to those businesses.
Yeah, for sure you wouldn't have to, but like, you know, I mean, you could see how people could find it like
I mean, I do. Yeah.
disheartening and living in that world.
Yeah. The old Chop just said, hang on, let's see.
Hopefully that's not actually what would happen if we did live in a super free speech world wherever you could say that. And hopefully it's just like it's like O'Shea's and like two other like crazy wacko businesses. You know what I mean? And it's like, and then they go out of business really quickly because people all boycott them. Because the majority of people aren't cool with that anymore.
For sure, yeah. Chop just said you should be able to say those things, not because I like what they have to say, but because now I know how they feel about people, and now I know that I don't want to go there. He said, imagine they couldn't say that and you end up supporting those kinds of businesses and people unknowingly. That's also another good take on it. Like, imagine like you just go there and then get, like you go there and give them tons of money and then get the worst service you've ever had in your life. You know what I mean? And then just like wonder like, oh, I wonder if they just didn't like me, or like, oh, maybe they are racist, but I don't know. Maybe it was just my server that's racist. I'll go try this restaurant again because I like their food. And you go there 4 or 5 different times and you spent hundreds and hundreds of dollars, been supporting them. You've been recommending it to like all your friends. Your friends go there and have a perfectly good time. You know what I mean? And then you realize like, oh, I've been to this restaurant 10 times and now I just found out like, oh, I'm starting to think they might be slightly prejudiced.
Yeah, I could see that too.
Yeah, I do like that.
I think in a perfect world where people are very mature and they can take things and everyone has like somewhat thick skin, I think that's probably one of the better ways to go about it. In this
Do you want to fix the focus real quick? Sorry, I just saw it's like focused on the. Thank you. Sweet, thanks.
I think you know what I mean. Like in a perfect world, I think if we could figure that out, if people are a little bit more mature, you know what I mean. And I'm not saying that we can't act like that. I mean, we should always strive for that.
Yeah.
But that would be one of the better ways to go about it. It's really complex. I think that's like super complex, and I could say a bunch of things, but I probably wouldn't believe them the next day. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I agree.
But
and
yeah, I mean,
Chop said same thing. Now we all know that they're racist, and none of us will ever go there. Yeah, I mean,
no, that's a good point. I think that's it's the libertarian approach. I think that's the libertarian approach.
Yeah, it definitely is. But long story short, yeah, I don't think he should have been deplatformed. Top G, you know?
Yeah.
I agree. Chop made a beautiful comment earlier. He basically said like, is he a douchebag? Yes. Is he an asshole? Yes. Is he a scumbag? Yes. Should he be deplatformed? No. I'm of that same mindset. Like, yeah, he's a bit of a jerk off for sure.
Could you pull up a quick video?
Yeah.
Did you see the 6th grade teacher reacting to Andrew Tate?
No.
So good. Just type sixth grade teacher Andrew Tate.
Okay.
All right, so we're gonna pull up a video here, and it's just like an extra video to be like, all right, so you just said that you think that Andrew Tate should continue to be on the platform. Scroll down. I thought it would pop up.
This?
No. What? Sixth grade teacher, student watch. Sixth grade teacher talks about students. Andrew Tate. Ah, dude, that's a really good one. I guess it is a TikTok, but technically a TikTok, but
It should still be on YouTube.
I wanted you to watch this specific video, but we're having problems finding it. But it's a sixth grade teacher talking about how her students are watching Andrew Tate, and they're trying to mimic the way Andrew Tate is talking, you know, as a sixth grade teacher. And it's like, it's a little troubling, and it's like, all right, so now that you hear that, what's your opinion on continuing to platform this guy, you know, and whose responsibility really is it?
I mean, like, what is them mimicking him? Like, I mean, I don't know. There's always going to be people that are like that. And the thing is, like, too, that, like, when you're deplatforming him, like, off of, like, I think it was Chop that made this point last night. When you're deplatforming him, all you're going to do is push people towards his Discord. Because, like, that's his main communication. You're just going to push people to his Discord. Yeah.
His Discord?
He's got a Discord of, like,
a really good Discord.
I think hundreds of thousands of people. Did you find the video?
On our Discord.
Sick. Cool.
So, okay. And that makes sense. And so, you know, what's really cool about Discord, we talked a little bit about the coins and stuff, but like with the Discord, you have tiers, and you can have people getting tiers, and then people join. Like, that's how I figured out. I think a lot of those people that are in the Andrew Tate videos where they're in, I'm like, who are these random, like, kids that he's always hanging out with random kids? You know what I mean? And,
Chop said deplatforming Alex Jones didn't work. It made him bigger. Doing it to Trump made his following even bigger. And then Taco said, how long till Discord bans him, though? So the thing is, if Discord does ban him, then he's just going to move to Patreon. If Patreon bans him, he's going to move to Ko-Fi. If Ko-Fi bans him, he's going to then just make his own website. Like, it's not that hard to, like,
you should make your own website.
Yeah, that's the thing. It's not that hard to get to a platform where it's completely decentralized and he's running his own stuff and he chooses who gets banned and who doesn't.
It really does suck getting banned, though. Getting banned
For
is
sure.
Horrible inconvenience.
Yeah.
And it'll cut your money way.
I mean, do you think he was really making money off Facebook and Instagram, though? Definitely not Instagram.
Yeah, probably.
Instagram's really hard to make money off of. Only like the top people do, like the Kardashians. But yeah, I mean, I don't know. I think he could definitely just go to his own platform.
I don't know if it's that. I think it's
This?
It might be that, but I don't think it's that.
No, it doesn't look like it.
There it is.
This. Okay.
All right, so let's watch this, guys, real quick. So watch this, and then tell me again, like, do you think Andrew Tate is really like? This is the typical take I hear on Andrew Tate. Okay, yeah, like he's kind of a douche, and a lot of his takes are like obviously silly, but like I think I agree with like some of his some of his points.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? That's what a lot of. So listen to this. This is a sixth grade teacher talking about her experience in her sixth grade classroom. Her sixth grade class. Okay, just roll it.
So one thing I do want to say before we start the video real quick, 'cause this lady's supposed to be an educator, right? She's like trying to take the moral high ground.
Yeah.
But then she says fucking in her tweet.
Yeah, I mean,
you know what I mean?
Dude,
Like,
I mean, teachers, you know, it's
she's
pretty
not
easy
the
to be a
freaking best
teacher.
example, you know?
So I'm a teacher and I teach sixth grade. We've been in school for 3 days now, and within these 3 days, the amount of young 11-year-old boys that have told me that they love Andrew Tate is ridiculous. This man is really affecting the minds of young men. I had a boy today, 11, turn to a girl and tell her that she's fat. Women need to be thin. She sits at home and she eats all day, and that she's like every other girl in the world, and that she uses men to get money. And at least he's a hardworking man and he works for his money.
He's a top G, bro. What do you mean?
They're 11. Okay.
What's the
You
issue?
need to be aware of what your kids are watching, because this is ridiculous and it's really affecting kids, young kids. It's disgusting.
He's a young top G, bro. She just doesn't get it.
Probably she probably never ever made a video before, and that one has like hundreds of thousands.
Yeah.
And she's gonna turn into the teacher. She's gonna like, oh my god, I just got 200,000 likes on
Yeah.
TikTok. She's like, you know what? Maybe I should start making Andrew Tate videos.
Exactly. Taco said, yeah, she definitely made that shit up.
You think?
Yeah.
I mean, I will say it's
Yeah.
quite like if she didn't make it up, she had a long conversation.
Hi, TMS.
Like she talked to the kids about it for a long time because she said, I had a boy today turn to a girl and then tell her that she's fat, women need to be thin, she sits at home and she eats all day, and that she's like every other girl in the world, and that she uses men to get money, and that at least he's a hardworking man and that he works to get his money. I mean, that's like, I mean for a little kid to say that, I mean, that's probably at least like a minute and a half worth of just like her sitting there and just her letting the 11-year-old just shit on their little girl
Yeah.
before she stepped in. Like, you know what I mean? Like the little, you know what I mean? Like you could.
Yeah, I agree. I don't think the story is 100% factual.
So there
Like,
is.
I think she could have said, the one boy could have said, you're fat. And then she would have said, hey, knock that off. But she lets him go on with like this 40-second, like top G monologue.
It is a little weird though that 11-year-olds are talking about Andrew Tate. I mean, I don't like that. I mean, obviously, I think that probably there's an older male figure in the house that's listening, watching Andrew Tate videos, and then he's like reacting to that guy as he's watching Andrew Tate videos.
Yeah.
That's what my guess would be. But like, I don't know if I like 11-year-olds watching Andrew Tate videos. That makes no sense at all. So.
I mean, a lot of people feel the same way about Rogan, though, right?
I mean, kind of, but I don't think anybody was watching Rogan when they were 11. I mean, I feel like I started watching Rogan when I was really young, and I think I started watching Rogan. I don't think you would be interested in Rogan.
Or, I
until,
mean,
like,
what about
13.
South Park?
I think 13. I think like 12, 13. I think that's like when you're supposed to start going about it. I feel like 8th grade, 7th grade. 6th grade, 5th grade, I feel like you're still a little... I feel like there's a big difference, because I feel like 6th grade's beginning of puberty. 8th grade's like you've pretty much hit puberty. You've gone through it. You're dating girls. You're making out with them. You're trying to finger bang something.
Yeah. Yeah. I don't know. Yeah, that's where it gets weird. Chop said it's like the attacks on Jordan Peterson. He's just a lot more well spoken than that dork Andy Tate. Yeah. I agree that damn, milk and whiskey already frig.
It's important that you find that you know what you're trying to do.
Yeah. I eat an all beef diet. Have you seen that shit?
I wake up, I drink 6 ounces of water, and then I eat 2 steaks. Tina, my wife, she can only eat lamb, so she eats lamb. She's on a strict lamb diet. And my son and daughter, they also eat 17 ounces of steak every day.
So stupid.
So it's pretty hard.
Grizz said, boy, do I have something for you guys. And then he redeemed the milk and whiskey.
And he's like,
We'll hit it in
how-
a second, Grizz.
And how do you travel with that much meat?
Exactly. Do you know how hard it is to maintain a normal social life when you eat nothing but beef?
It's like, let's go to a restaurant. It's like, no, gotta eat beef.
Taco said 11-year-olds aren't watching Andrew Tate. I'm willing to bet the whole story is fabricated. Or she's making this huge fake story because one kid said his dad watches Andrew Tate.
That's what I think it is. I think one dude's dad or stepdad watches Andrew Tate, and he wants to be like his stepdad, and so he was reacting
He said,
to it.
yeah, and I think he probably said, I miss so and so. Have you ever seen Andrew Tate? I like his videos. And then she went on and made this whole story up. I think is probably what happened. But I agree. Like I don't think there's any people who like same thing. I don't think there's anybody who's 11 years old that's like watching Andrew Tate. And I think if they are, they're not like repeating it like that. Maybe they catch a clip in like the YouTube Shorts thing.
I hope not.
I mean, even like if they see a clip of it, they're seeing way like.
It's just not it's not the type of stuff to look into when you're 11. You know what I mean? There's like other things that you can watch that are funny too. You know what I mean?
I agree.
Like, it's like I said with like. Well, I don't know. Like, I guess when I was 11, Rogan wasn't really doing his thing yet. But, like,
No.
I feel like I wouldn't really...
When we were 11, South Park was a thing, though.
Yeah, and I don't feel like I really started watching South Park until, like, I was, like, 12 or 13 more so.
Yeah, I feel
I
like there
guess
were still
12, I
kids
guess
who had maybe
12,
seen it
13.
on though, you know? Like,
Definitely. The first time I watched South Park, I was like either 10 or 11, and it was the episode where Mr. Garrison gets a sex change. So
yeah.
it was the episode where like they have the live cutscenes of the procedure.
Yeah.
That was like the gnarliest
Yeah.
first South Park to watch, where it's like literally there's live cutscenes of the procedure, and they're like cutting, like you can see the scissors and stuff. And
Yeah,
like,
it's I know exactly what scene you're talking about. It's
Yeah.
awful. And then everyone stood up and clapped. Gris said cards are on point. Thanks, man. Been practicing for a while. Taka said, yeah, like those kids are watching Roblox and Minecraft. Even Rogan got the hamstring. He ain't been the same since all the drama. He treads lightly now. Yeah, he definitely isn't as outgoing as he used to be for sure. I would agree that he treads lightly.
it's probably good in the long run. I think it's good. He probably loses some fans because it kind of got a little ridiculous.
When we were kids, the hot take was probably like Rush Limbaugh.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Rush Limbaugh was great, man. I still like Rush. Rush really was the first guy to really do like, when you think of like, there's people like that, you know what I mean? Like PewDiePie, Joe Rogan. I think like a lot of people, not to say that people wouldn't be doing podcasts if it wasn't for Joe Rogan, but there's a lot of people that wouldn't be doing podcasts in a certain way if it wasn't for Joe Rogan. I think there's a lot of people who are like, they want to be like Joe Rogan, and so they, oh, let's make a podcast. You know what I mean? But
Yeah.
it's really they just want to be like Joe Rogan. I guess what I'm saying here is that a lot of people like radio, politics radio, what is it called? Talk radio. Talk radio was huge, but I think a lot of it was because of the success of Rush. Rush was huge, and Rush was
Yeah.
one of the biggest reasons for like the whole like Republican revival, like during the 90s and everything, like that big wave, you know, getting Bill Clinton impeached, the whole thing. Like Rush Limbaugh, because he was a little bit before our time, but dude, Rush was like so important and paved the way for like talk radio and just the way people talk about politics today in general.
For sure, yeah. Taka just made a good point too. He said we were playing Modern Warfare 2 and people were just calling each other the N-words on Xbox Live. So yeah, I mean, it's like, I guess, as younger kids, we were getting exposed to like this super like rowdy, crazy points of view too. Like people used to spout, like spew the most insane shit you'd ever heard in Xbox Live, like game parties. You know what I mean? Like,
Yeah, that's true.
like they used to spout the most wide, like way crazier stuff than you would hear, on any like YouTube clip.
At least for me, though, I didn't get like Xbox Live till I was like 13.
I had Xbox Live at like 10.
Oh yeah.
When did COD 4 come out? Because I had
Well,
Xbox
like,
Live for that.
What grade? You know what I mean?
Let's see what year Call of Duty 4 came out.
I think that's like probably
07. So I was
Like
11 years old.
Is that true?
Yeah. November of 07.
Yeah.
So I was 11 years old.
Okay.
So that's graduated in 14, 12 minus 7.
11,
Fifth
turning
grade?
on 12.
Yeah, 5th grade.
Yeah, but that was like the first game. By the time you're playing Call of Duty Modern Warfare 2, we're 13. You know
Yeah.
what I'm saying? I don't know. No, I mean it's
2009, so yeah, it was 2 years after
it's
that.
such a small difference. It's such a small difference. But yeah, I mean, that's right around the time.
Yeah.
And that's around the time where kids are starting to, you're right. Honestly, that is around the time when kids are starting to learn all these things,
Yeah.
and they're starting to wake up and hear about things. And
When I
learning
used
how
to
do all these
I used to
bad
coach
things.
11 and 12-year-olds in
And so I'm just
football,
saying,
and they
like-
would say some out of pocket stuff, bro.
Yeah, and that's when you want to say out of pocket stuff, because just to say it, you know
Yeah.
what I mean? And so I would just recommend that, like, if you can, which I don't think Andrew Tate is trying to reach that young of an audience.
I don't think so
So
either.
like to say like, oh, Andrew Tate, you know, he's like,
He's definitely not
he's
like
not at all.
doing
He's
it for
trying to
kids, yeah.
reach. He's trying to reach like, honestly, he's trying to reach incels. I mean, he's kind of trying to do kind of what Jordan Peterson's doing,
Little
but
bit,
in a
yeah.
way worse way, right? Like he's trying to do what Jordan B. Peterson is doing, you know, but in a maybe a misguided way.
yeah.
I think he's just really misguided.
Yeah, I definitely think he's trying to reach adults
because he's
though.
trying to reach incels, like kids who want to be better with women, and kids who want to do better with their careers or whatever their ambitions are. That's what he's trying to do. It's actually mostly self-help stuff. When you really look
Yeah.
into it, it's just the way he's going about it is not great. And I think what's going to maybe happen is maybe he might even get it back. They might unsuspend him, and I think maybe this is just them saying like, "Hey, just realize that you are what you say you are," which he's like, "Bruv, I'm the biggest guy on the internet right now, bruv." And it's
I'm
like
the top G, bro.
you are, okay? So just realize that and realize that like you got to be kind of like selective with what you are saying, you know what I mean? If you want to be like Jordan B. Peterson, you know, and he's trying to like date Jordan B. Peterson's daughter and all that. Have you seen the photos and stuff? And like
No.
he talks all this stuff. There's a video of it. It's actually great where he's talking like, "Oh, you know, talking about women. I get women, you know, own women, control women." And they're like, "Oh, so you met Jordan B. Peterson, or his daughter, right? Michaela?" And he's like, "Yeah, dude, she's just a great woman, man." And they're like, "Yeah, but you want to like, you know, get in her pants." He's like, "I'm not gonna say anything." You know, he turns into a total like
Yeah.
just like gentleman. You know what I mean? It's like total different. He's not playing his character. You know what I mean?
That's hilarious.
You can tell he's actually like, you know, he's trying to. So if you're trying to be like, if you want to, you know, look up to that and be up to that, just do it. I mean, everyone knows your name now, so now you don't have to say the obnoxious things. Take back the crazy violent things, and now just focus on like express your opinions a little bit more. Like going into, you can still have those crazy misogynistic opinions, but just don't say like crazy things.
Yeah. You know who I saw a clip of the other day too that I'm surprised hasn't gotten deplatformed and says the exact same stuff that Andrew Tate is that black dude. The black dude that wears a suit and
A lot of black dudes, man.
No, the black guy that wears a suit and like he takes like women calling in.
Fresh and Fit?
No. He's like an older black guy. He wears glasses.
Is it like
He's got, like, salt and pepper.
Abin Preach?
Maybe. Hang on.
Oh man, we went on to this misogyny topic a lot longer than I thought we were going to. Not that it's bad. I'm not saying it's bad. I mean, I'm not saying it's great either, but
I just want to figure out.
EDP? Is it EDP?
No, it's not EDP.
Yeah, I didn't think it was EDP.
EDP.
And he talks about
EDP likes kids more than
he's
he
like
likes
in
women.
the manosphere.
No. Hang on. What was the guy that you said? Not Fresh and Fit. You said somebody right after.
ABBA, ABB, and Preach.
No, it's a solo older black guy.
I don't know. I'm sorry.
I'll find him. Give me 1 second. This guy. Kevin Samuels.
Kevin Samuels.
Yeah. So this dude.
What about Jesse Lee Peterson? Do you know Jesse Lee Peterson?
No.
Oh, chat. Does anyone know Jesse Lee Peterson? He's a great story. All right, go ahead.
So this one literally says like the video is titled "You're Average at Best," and he's talking to some chick that like calls in and was like, "I think I'm like worthy of like dating somebody who's like really handsome, has a lot of money." And he's basically like, "You're average. You don't deserve shit. You deserve to be with a fucking homeless person." Like he's like that type of person. Like he's super misogynistic as well. This guy. Let's see.
But he wears a suit, dude.
Yeah, but he's also got a YouTube channel, a YouTube
He's
following.
a lifestyle
1.53 million followers.
Bro.
But it's like, why isn't this guy getting deplatformed when Andrew Tate is?
He could help us out though, bro, because he's
Let me find a clip. Yeah, exactly.
no,
right?
that's probably not completely it though. But
Taco said, "Oh, that older black guy. I know who you're talking about." Yeah.
he could do image consulting for us. How much do you think he would charge us to do image consulting?
I don't know.
So he would look at all of our social media images and just be like, shit. You know what I mean? He'd
Yeah.
probably charge us like $1,500 for a half hour.
Watch. Here's just like a short. We'll play a short clip of like him saying some stuff, and then Chop said, "Or Fresh and Fit." Those guys literally say the same shit. Yeah, they're all like literally clones, but then Top G is the one that
They're not clones. I mean, Fresh and Fit, you know, there's some good and bad in there.
I think
know.
Andrew Tate is like almost a clone of this guy.
I think Abba
in a
and Preach
sense.
are right.
But let's see.
Or whatnot. So
Here we go.
I'm like sharing my location
Let's hear a
with him
reaction.
just to make him feel comfortable. Is that
Are
weird?
have you had any therapy?
Yes, I have in the past.
You need to go back.
Oh,
my gosh,
geez, dude.
really?
And you're already trying to make him feel comfortable 2 weeks into it.
Right.
That's too much proving to do. You're not his wife.
I
Right.
be nice.
That makes
I need
sense.
to train up.
Yeah.
Solid 9.8.
So it's like, wait, does he? Hold on, pause it. Does he? Is well? Maybe we'll just watch more before I comment. Let's watch a couple more.
Okay. Let's see.
So
What do you want?
I don't know. I really
Okay.
don't know what I want because these men, they don't know what they want. A lot of
Mm.
men don't know what they want in women.
Mm.
And you said you're how old again?
33.
33. So regardless as to what men want, you don't know what you want.
I mean, I know what I want, but
And what is that? Guys, remember the first thing I said about ego? They're not willing to be honest.
to be honest with you, I ain't gonna lie, I don't know what I want in a man. Like, I've been screwed and fucked for so long, I don't know what I want in a man.
Just in this little bit of time of talking to you, it's been chaotic. I'm just asking you just the basic stuff about who you are and what you want. And the way you told the story is, yeah, you can't make this shit up, people.
Yeah, so these clips are kind of lame.
No, hold on. So it does seem so far that like I kind of like the idea though. It seems like all of his viewers gets a bunch of females to call in, and then he and it's all black women, right? Like it's all black women. He's giving advice to black women or women of color.
Yeah, for like most of the time. But so his audience is mostly male. Like his audience is pretty much all male. And like I said, it sucks because this video, I've never seen this video. I just kind of clicked on it like randomly, but I see him on shorts all the time. And like he'll just be like saying that he's like super misogynistic also. Like a bunch of people will call in and being like, I just want to find a rich man. He'll be like, well, like you don't fucking deserve to be with like a rich man. Like he's like, you don't deserve shit. Like he'll just like roast into these chicks. And then basically like they'll
That's
get
what
off the
he's
call and then
doing.
he'll tell guys like, you're worth more than what any bimbo can bring to the table, blah, blah, blah. Like you know what I mean? He says like very, very similar stuff, but nobody like talks about wanting to
I love these
deplatform him.
types of guys because it's just a lot of confidence. It's a lot of confidence, and then just telling people, just showing people that you're like, just telling people off.
Yeah. Taco said, but he has a point, and then he said earlier, I don't think this dude is as bad as Tate. He just legit tells it like it is. And only, I mean, people could say the same thing about Tate, right?
I think it's a spectrum. There's some are better. They're not all the same. Like I said, Fresh and Fit's not bad too. Fresh and Fit are like on a spectrum themselves. I don't know which one's Fresh and which one's Fit, but like the Myron guy, like he's not necessarily bad. He's like more or less like kind of like a typical Dave Ramsey fan. Like he tells people just like invest in their money, like mostly smart. I'm not saying it's like I'm not saying listen to his investing advice, but I'm saying it's like it's definitely not like, oh, just buy a shitcoin crypto, like make a bunch of money, be a top G, hustle. You know what I mean? Like they have somewhat good advice. And the other guy, his friend, Fit or whatever, maybe a little bit more just kind of like the misogyny manosphere take. It's not as good. But like even within that show, there's different takes, right? Like not everybody has the same take. So I think I think not all are good, not all are bad. I think it's a fine line, but I think at the end of the day, Andrew Tate's probably gonna be fine.
Yeah, we'll see. All right, TMS. Later, man. Thanks for stopping in. We appreciate you. As always, have a good rest of your evening, brother. Yeah, I don't know. Weird situation. But, oh well, that's how the cookie crumbles sometimes,
Oh, dude, we need to do a milk and whiskey.
Oh, frick. Yep. You're right. Frick. I'll go grab some milk.
Oh. Never mind. No, wait. No, yeah. Wait. Never mind. I thought that was someone else. That looks like there's like a streamer on Twitch that I was like following or followed us.
Is it not this?
Maybe not followed us, but reliked a couple of our things. No, it's not that.
Gotcha.
I don't know if that's her.
Speaking of the Tates, dude, there's the brother.
Oh, a Tate right there, Tristan.
Tristan Tate. Tristan Tate's a big dude.
So who's
a big
Tristan?
guy.
There's Tate brothers.
Yeah, Tristan and Andrew.
Tristan. Oh, there's just two.
You're on a trip by yourself. Giant dudes.
So that's like, this is an Andrew Tate video, but the thumbnail was that's Tristan Tate right there, and that's Andrew back there. Tristan's way bigger than Andrew is. But all right, I'll go grab the milk.
All right, dude. Good luck.
Thanks, man.
I'll keep it on the board. Meanwhile, we have some other news here. There's news supposedly about... So supposedly there's news about Putin. The news is that supposedly, well, for some reason it resurfaced that there was a man named Litvinenko, who was killed in 2006. Supposedly after he had said to the Russian media, he was a big critic of Putin, and he had said that Putin had used some of his positions in power in the spy agency to get a hold of videos of him, basically covering up that there was maybe some videos of allegedly him partaking in underage boy stuff. And then this guy was not long after assassinated. And so sort of this news has resurfaced recently. And it's a big thing on Twitter, and people are all going into it. And there's the conspiracy theories, and it's deep, and people are getting into it and attaching all the signs and looking into all the articles about it. It's a whole thing. So that's one thing to definitely pay attention to as the days are going on. There's also recently a top Russian official, one of his daughters, was actually blown up in a car explosion. This was actually in Moscow, so her car was in Moscow and got blown up. The theory is it could be by Russians, and if it is by Russians, perhaps Americans helped in intel or in some sort of way, whether it be arms. I mean, so what you have here is basically American helped operations in Moscow. I mean, that's kind of scary. That's leading to okay, well then is Russia going to start doing terrorism in America? That was kind of what that would lead to. So, scary news on that front as well. There's crazy stuff going all over the world right now. Not just Andrew Tate's.
Grizz said, I saved up all those points for you boys. Aren't you pumped? Yeah, super pumped, man. I love.
Yeah, you can see how long it took us to freaking get it to it.
I love drinking milk and whiskey. Love it. Oh, damn it. I got the milk and then sat down. I forgot I need to get the whiskey.
What are we drinking, dude? I'll drink a shot of whiskey with you. I won't chase it with milk.
All right, deal. What do you want?
I'll just do my little thing I got.
The brandy?
Yeah.
Sorry.
Oh, will you pour it for me? Yeah. Oh, so it's a Saturday night. Let's get a quick Saturday night MMA update. Chop a lock. Hit us with the update. Kamaru Usman, he says, just got knocked out after dominating an entire event. Last minute head kick knockout.
No way.
Oh my God.
By
that's
who?
Insane. The Nigerian dominator gets knocked out after dominating a whole fight. Wow, what a wild round. In round 5, you have to be there. You have to be
By
awake.
Leon Edwards. Jesus Christ. That's wild.
All 5 rounds. That's why when you're the champion, you got to be there. You can't just win 5 rounds. You got to win 5 rounds.
Win the whole thing.
I mean, fighting just in general, it's so killer, right? It's so killer. It's so hard. Chopalock says, and Usman was beating him the whole fight. Well, until that one moment. It's pretty crazy. We got a classic Joe Rogan reaction. Oh, that'll be great. I'll go ahead and listen to it later. I'll be happy to hear the good old Doe sitting there with his undersized t-shirt or his undersized dress shirt on. He's bulging out all of his oversized organs because of all the testosterone he's used over the years. You know that, right? Like human growth hormones and testosterone, like if you use it for like decades, like what happens is your organs actually grow, but your bone structure doesn't grow.
Because you become a Chad, dude.
So it actually increases like organ growth. So you get, that's why you have that's why they have the steroid stomach where it sticks out like that.
Yeah, because you get Chadly organs.
It's true.
You don't need big bones, dude. You need big organs. You need big things.
You could see like Joe Rogan's intestines like bulging out of his like skin, like just coming out because of all the human growth hormone and deer antler he's done over the years.
Nothing wrong with deer antler. I've done deer antler.
Why do you think he hunts all those deers, dude?
Yeah. All the elk. He just
Would you
snorting elk antler.
eat the balls? You eat the balls.
Nah,
you eat
I
the bull
don't.
balls to get
I don't
the
eat the
testosterone.
balls. Not a big ball guy.
Drink the bull blood.
All right, Grizz.
Cheers, brother. What a shot.
Man, I really don't want to do this. Like the more I'm thinking about it.
A good little nightcap, dude.
Okay.
Cheers.
That definitely wasn't the bourbon to do it with. I got a new bourbon today,
Yeah.
and I hadn't tried it. It's very aromatic. It's got a lot of it's got a lot of flavors. It's just it's hot, you know. It's a hot bourbon. Thanks, Grizz.
Ooh, I like that.
Thanks, appreciate it.
Talkaman says, you guys ever gonna play games or just hot takes? I don't know. I mean, we might play games in the future, but it's mostly just hot takes. But I will say, it wasn't supposed to be all about Andrew Tate and Joe Rogan, right? Like, I don't think we actually talk about Joe Rogan at all in this.
Yeah, not really.
Like, I think we should actually talk more about Joe Rogan because I've been such a big Joe Rogan fan throughout the years. But like, I guess nowadays I don't watch a ton of Joe Rogan. So maybe that's why we don't do a lot of Joe Rogan. But it would be great maybe sometime to do some recaps of some old Joe Rogans. Like old Joe Rogans about the pyramids. Old Joe Rogans about moon landing conspiracies. You know what I mean? Like old ones, dude, back in the day when not to say that Joe Rogan anymore isn't great, but like, you know, back in the day, there's something magical about it. Back Red Band Joe Rogans, the O'Brien catalogs, like we could get into some more Joe Rogan because we don't react enough to Joe Rogan, and that'll be great for the algo. All right, let's watch it.
Yeah, it looks like the knockout was.
We're gonna watch it not on stream though, because
I was gonna say, yeah, I don't think we can. I don't think we can watch it on stream, but we found the clip. It is uploaded.
We're just
to
gonna
YouTube
watch.
already.
All right, so there's the head punch. Or the head kick. Oh, his eyes
Jesus
are open.
Christ!
His eyes are wide open.
Holy hell, bro!
He goes for it right there. He's like that little duck down, like I'm gonna.
Ooh.
Just got caught. Ooh, dude.
Yeah. Wow. If anybody's a
Just got
UFC
caught.
fan,
Shin to the head.
if anybody's a big UFC fan, I'll put the link to this in the Discord. It's probably not going to be, like the video probably won't be up for long. I would imagine it was uploaded 3 minutes ago, and normally content like this gets taken down fairly quickly. But yeah, check it out in general if anybody wants to see the knockout video. That was wild. Holy hell! This one's a big dude too. Damn, and then Leon Edwards just takes the belt just like that, bro. He knew too. As soon as he hit the kick, he immediately backs off. That's insane. Man, oh man.
Man, Usman was great. He was the champion. He was awesome. Everyone loved him, but man.
Yeah, that's wild.
You know, even the champion goes down sometimes. It's tough. We can't win them all. You know, it's speaking of like champion, you can't win them all.
I got you, JT.
There's a video. It's in the dudes chat that you can watch.
Mhm.
It's Muhammad Ali getting knocked out by this old white dude, and that's how the video is portrayed. But then you learn about it, and it's not just an old white dude. It's actually like Customato, who's a legendary boxing guru, and a man who like kind of mentored Mike Tyson early on, and kind of was Mike Tyson's boxing historian, really kind of taught him. So we can watch this video with Stream. It's great, dude. So it's an old man. See, it's the way it's set up is when an old man shocked Muhammad Ali. So you're just like, oh, some random old man just sitting there with Muhammad Ali. But it's like, you know, like I said, dude, even the champion can get caught out sometimes. You know what I mean?
It's cuss. Yeah. I was literally watching a video, like a video of Mike Tyson talking about how like cuss used to be like his go-to guy.
This was
and
the
like
guy,
was
dude.
this like trainer all the time.
This was the guy, dude.
Yeah, I was like deep in this rabbit hole.
Before, I think before Tyson, though, or a little bit before Tyson.
Yeah.
Or maybe around Mike Tyson's time. So they're just doing some boxing. And it's actually like really, like it looks like there's not a lot there, but it's actually like, let's just watch.
Did I touch your lip? Did I touch your lip, really?
Hello.
Did I touch your lip?
Here we have the
So they're like
legendary
slap
coach and
boxing.
father figure of Mike Tyson being coaxed by Ali to enter a playful exchange. Little
Turn this
did
dude up
Muhammad
a
Ali
little.
expect that this old man has moves. Watch as Cuss paws with his lead. Ali sees it all coming and he's parrying Cuss's jab. Keying on this, Cuss makes an adjustment. He starts slipping to the outside of Muhammad Ali's lead, then starts touching to the body. Notice how Cuss feints the rhythm to see if Ali will counter. Touching Ali with another jab, Ali's awareness has now gone low. Ali stepping in, boom. Custom up.
Dude.
Yeah.
Head games,
The
head
greatest
games,
ever.
man.
Into
There's
a
so
shot.
much going on in
This
boxing.
caught even Muhammad Ali by surprise.
It's like chess, but with feet.
Yeah.
Hands, you know what I mean? It's like, I'm coming
Super
down here, I'm
tactical,
coming down here.
yeah.
I want to get your body down here, you know what I mean? When you look at it, you're like, oh, they're just slapping, but it's like, dude, there's so much going on. They're like reading each other.
Yeah, it's very, very technical. Very technical. JT said, "Holy, yeah, it was a hell of a knockout for sure, for sure." I'm surprised. I'm surprised to see Usman get knocked out like that.
You can get caught. That's the thing. You can get caught. You know, even Muhammad Ali right here, he gets caught. You know, you get lulled into something.
Yeah.
If maybe he was getting lulled. You even saw in the Leon Edwards thing, he was like he kept going low. You know, you go low, then you go high a little bit.
Mm-hmm.
You know, talking about like with mountain climbers, right? Like mountain climbers and stuff, it's always like when they die, mountain climbers, it's never like, oh, they were doing the hardest thing they had never done before. When you're alphaing something, you're very in tune, you're very aware of what you can do, you're very cautious, right?
Yeah.
It's when you're doing the mundane, it's when you're doing that thing that you've done 100 times and you're not paying attention, and then all of a sudden you didn't get the foothold, and boom, all this, you know, it's just a disaster happens.
Yeah.
It's getting caught off guard, you know what I mean? You could be winning the whole fight, and then that's the unfortunate thing about fighting, MMA, you know, boxing, all of it.
Well, it's like it's the same thing almost. Where like, don't they say like 75% of like people who get tickets while they're driving, it happens within a mile of their house?
Right. Yeah.
It's like that same thing. Like you're not getting pulled over super commonly on like the freeway for doing dumb stuff or like in an unfamiliar area. It's because you're like hyper aware of what's going on. You're paying attention and stuff. Once you get like a block away from your house, you're like, oh, I know this like the back of my hand. And you start slipping up, you know?
Exactly.
Crazy stuff. Crazy stuff.
Thanks for the MMA update.
Yeah, seriously. Super solid update.
All right, there's another video I want you to react to. Are you cool with reacting to another video?
Yeah.
So, we've talked about this before. I'm not sure if we're going to really be doing it this time. But we've talked about going up to a certain spot around not Mount Lassa, but Lake Tahoe. You've really been kind of obsessed with a certain like area of going.
Old Man
camping,
Mountain.
right? Yeah, that area, right?
Yeah.
So like we always kind of talk about a little bit about missing 411 on this show. So I thought there was an episode this week of Missing 411 where he goes into a little bit about a guy who goes missing up at Old Man Mountain.
Really?
Yeah, and so I thought maybe we could like kind of
our mission statement.
Now this is a long video, so like there's a specific spot I'll tell you to go to it, but if you go to like I guess I guess 39 minutes. And it's just like a little bit on a guy who goes missing, and actually a kind of a scary story that happens. That's why I thought it'd be kind of cool, scary story to tell about. So we can go into this because we know this area. We've done a little bit of like researching around this area. We've done some map hiking, so we could definitely show this on Google Maps too. And you'll know as he tells into the story, you'll go, oh, I know exactly like where this is, and we can go on to it in Google Maps, and we could be like, okay, this is where we're supposed to be, this is where, so on. We'll do a whole thing with it, but it's kind of a cool story. I mean, it's a horrible story, but because it's about a guy who goes missing and ends up in a bad situation, but anyways, it's actually not necessarily Old Man Mountain, but Fordyce Lake.
Yeah. I was just getting in the general area.
Yeah.
Fordyce is the closest thing
It's
you can
the
drive
lake
to it.
Yeah.
Your gold mining, or whether you got your
Right in
head
our
down with a
backyard.
metal detector. Sometimes you have to wear headphones with those. It's the worst thing in the world. You never see things coming. If you're wearing ear protectors or headphones over your ears, skiing, and I'm wearing a helmet. So
it's pretty much right here, though.
Let's get into the missing people stories.
All right, here it is.
First case involved a man named Frank Stewart. Frank was 44 years old, and he was a miner, and he was in really good shape. Went missing January 14th, 1932.
So it happened a long time ago,
in an
1932.
area outside
How does he find
Lake
these
Tahoe
stories?
called Cisco Grove.
Yeah.
I've been through that city 100 times.
Cisco Grove is the exit
Yeah.
you would take to get to Fordyce Lake.
It's the exit. Back then, it was probably a town.
Yeah.
But now it's just an exit on 80.
Well, so there's like a little campsite and stuff there too. Yeah. It's
And
like,
we can look about this because he will mention the old highway because we have the new highway. We can follow the old highway. That's the old highway.
and here's Cisco Grove.
So you can see the old highway is the other street.
Yeah.
So the old highway, as we're seeing, it's the new highway is the yellow, but the old highway is the white. So he's gonna talk about like, I'm not sure exactly where the old highway went, but that's the old highway. So the old highway pretty much went the exact way the 80. Anyways, it'll make more sense as we go into the story. Continue along. Spooky stuff, man.
We used to take Highway 80 through there to go up. Now, he was a miner, and he used to live in a small city called Grass Valley, a lot lower in elevation than where he was at. But now he lived in Oakland with his family and kids. He knew this area really well. And his idea was he was going to leave on skis on January 14th and go in this area, kind of cross country it.
I mean, so there's
up the
snow.
Fordyce Creek Canyon below Fordyce Dam. And his destination was the Carlisle Mine.
Okay, so where is all that?
So,
I mean, he's gonna show it right here, I guess. He'll show it actually.
This is Cisco Grove area right here. This is Highway 80. Lake Tahoe would be up here. And this is Fordyce Lake. All of this area, if you look at it on a map, would remind you of Yosemite. It's all open granite. It's pretty rough territory.
Yeah.
He was going to cross-country ski up here, get up here and go on the back side of the lake to this Carlisle Mine.
So Carlisle's up, like basically where our faces are on the camera right now. But Carlisle is up here. The Carlisle mine that he's talking about. It's like in this area.
A lot of water. He was in a frozen creek bed. Just kind of get the feeling for it. Well, it's supposed to be a 1-week trip, but he didn't come out. Now, snow in that area can be anywhere from 10 to 30 feet. It can snow a ton up there in the winter. Now, the day he left, it started to snow really hard that night. People were afraid that maybe he didn't make it. He knew the storm was coming. Everyone said that.
I just want to take a minute to like point out how he categorizes his like books of like, I'm assuming these are like missing story people.
Yeah.
But it's funny. So he has like
Or just
Alabama
public cases.
Yeah. Alabama, Alaska, Arizona, Arkansas in this book here, right? So they're chronological or alphabetical, sorry. Then you got California, Colorado #1, and then he has one that's just all the news together. New Jersey, New Mexico, New York.
Yeah, that's
And it's like in the middle. And then Colorado number 2, and then it goes back to being alphabetical.
yeah.
But it's just like this one's just like throwing me
You
off.
clearly
It's just,
put that one out of place. That's
yeah,
hilarious.
it's
you
super out of
that.
place, and they're all news.
Yeah.
New Jersey, New Mexico, New York, and they're
Yeah.
in the same binder. Like instead of being like this binder is A's, this binder
No,
is like
even better, bro.
CDFG.
I'll
know?
give you one that's even better because the way he does all of his cases
Mhm.
is by regions.
Yeah.
So like when he does his books, he does them by like Colorado, Montana,
Yeah.
Idaho area, right? Or he does
like
East
Midwest,
Coast.
East Coast, yeah.
And so like it is kind of strange that he would have like ooh, dude, you're talking about spooky scary stuff right now, dude. That's
Good
not,
job,
it's
Tom.
not a good time. But like he has Connecticut and Delaware with Hawaii.
Yeah,
So that is kind of interesting.
yeah. And yeah, Chop said, or Taco said BC cases. Yeah, this big one that just says BC cases.
Yeah.
And then Wisco on the bottom right just says Wisco.
Wisco, UK. Yeah, what is Wisco?
I would assume it's short for
Something's-
Wisconsin.
Maybe, but then he's got UK.
Oh yeah, I guess. But then this one says New York WV.
That's true.
So yeah, I don't know. I'm not sure.
All right, interesting.
It's funny.
He was an outstanding outdoorsman. Nobody feared what might happen to him. But after he didn't make it,
He loves his
15
cave.
Dave
search
Pilatus
and
is the
rescue
goat. Yeah, he
members
is.
spent 3 days going up and down that trail looking for him. Now they knew that there was feet
Yeah,
of snow
talking.
on the ground, but they figured they may ski right over him or they may see something that he disbanded. But a 2-week additional search and rescue at that time found nothing. And what they did was they
Add.
We made
wait,
the
maybe
books
it's actually
more
a cool ad.
affordable, but they are
Oh,
still
it's an
three
SCP
oversized
Foundation
volumes,
game.
each containing
Yeah.
almost 200 pages of
It's a game?
illustrated.
A game or a book, it looked like.
they took that Fordyce Creek Trail and the
Okay,
Grove
so they
Ridge
took that trail. And the
looking
Grove
for 'em.
Ridge Trail.
Taco
So-
said, "Why am I getting ads?" I still don't. I don't trust you. I don't know. I don't believe it. I'm
Yeah,
not
he
gonna
said
believe
that's
it.
your
I'm not gonna ignore
YouTube.
it. Yeah.
He said that's your
Oh,
YouTube.
yeah,
Yeah, that was
okay.
our YouTube.
There's some heroic efforts by search and rescue. Let me tell you.
We have
that area
YouTube
is
Premium, but not on Two Dudes.
Yeah. So I don't use my personal YouTube because it skews search results and then shows like a lot of recommended videos. I don't need people having that insight on my life. But my personal YouTube is premium.
You could,
Super
yeah.
cold.
You could maybe do
Super
mine,
deep in
dude. You could
snow.
put mine on here. I wouldn't care if you put mine on here.
Do you have premium?
Yeah,
Yeah.
of course, I have premium too.
What
I don't
does
mind
my
what
sub
people
money
see.
go to then? Your sub money goes to the fucking equipment in this goddamn office.
It goes
I
no,
need
it
to-
goes to our personal premium account
Exactly.
and all the equipment,
Yeah.
of course, too.
It goes to pay my personal YouTube premium that I use on my way to and from work.
We'd have yeah. We'll figure that out. Actually,
Yeah.
you're right. It is annoying.
And this happened in
Let's watch this shit.
1932.
He's going up that trail that we're gonna go up, bro.
Here's the part where the story goes real freaky for me.
Oh yeah.
Taco said your sub money goes to paying your tax accountant for your filings. Exactly. It goes to paying the accountant that gets us the tax break.
It's the circle of life.
Real
Yeah, you pay us a sub fee so that I can pay you to do our taxes.
freaky.
Circle of life.
Fast forward to March 15th, 1932.
Oh
3 months
shit,
into
that's
the
my
future.
birthday. That's my birthday, bro.
What did it say?
March
March
15th. He said
15th?
fast forward March 15th.
Yeah.
When all the snow's cleared.
And they're going to start another search and rescue. A lot of snow has melted. And they're on the Grove Ridge Trail. And they come across and they find a body laying in the middle of the trail. It's Frank Stewart. And the articles described him as mutilated, missing his head, missing his arm, one arm. This was only 2 miles from the highway. Now, in 1932, I can only guess where the highway might have been, and it would be a pure guess, but this is where the highway is today.
So I do know
Highway
that
80.
white road, if you go on that right road, that white road is called Old Highway 80.
Yeah,
So that is the old highway.
correct. Yeah.
And it would make a lot of sense too, because then that
This
would be
Donner
yeah,
Pass
Donner
Road.
Pass Road.
Yeah. Yeah, it's the old highway for sure. Where's Florida? Sorry. Yeah, so Donner Pass Road that's like runs parallel basically. It crosses in a few spots, but it runs parallel the entire time.
It runs under.
Yeah, Taco said, "Is this near Truckee?" Oh shit, yeah. It's right
This
outside
is
of
right
Truckee.
outside of Truckee.
So like Boreal, this is this is Sugar Bowl right here. But it's the exact same. Boreal is right here. And we're looking. So here's Boreal where the mouse is. You can still see it right here.
You like satellite? I like satellite.
Yeah. This one or terrain.
Yeah, that one maybe is better. That one works. Either one.
Yeah. This is satellite. Okay. So here's Boreal right here, and where we're looking at is right here where it happened.
So it is. So we've been wanting to go up and camp at Fortis Lake for a while. We want to climb Old Man Mountain. It's been an area of interest for a long time, and specifically that road. So where is this road that they're talking about?
Sorry, what road did he say?
There's the Fortis Lake Road. That's the first road that goes in, but then there's a road after that. I forgot exactly.
I'll rewind it and see what he said.
The highway.
Nice one, Chopper.
Now, in 1932, I can only guess where the highway
Nice.
might have been, and it would be a pure guess, but this is where the highway is today. Highway 80. It's a big, big 4-lane highway going. This is where in 1932, I can only guess where. This was only 2 miles from the highway. Now, in 1932, I can only guess where the highway might have been, and it would be a pure guess, but this
Didn't he
is where
say
the
a road name? Am I missing it? Was it before this?
one arm.
Yeah, even further back. Further back.
Oh, it was. I thought he said it right before he.
It's further. A little bit more.
And they're on the Grove Ridge Trail.
Thank you, Grove Ridge Trail.
So I feel like that's deep in there.
I think the
Type in
Grove Ridge. Yeah.
Trail. Showing up.
Nothing.
Yeah, it didn't even show up.
No. I think if I'm not mistaken, it's let's see, Reno Emigrant.
Sis Grove.
It's right here. I think that trail is. I'm gonna go on this view for a second, because there is a trail. Okay, so like it's like this trail that like runs. No, it's east of Old Man. There's a trail. It's not like loading it in, unfortunately, but there is a trail that runs like from this like east side of Old Man that runs up and over Fortis that would go to those mines they were talking about. I'm assuming that's probably the trail that they were speaking about. If I had to guess, like according to the path, like this trail right here, you can kind of see like the cutout here on the map. Yeah, chopstick, quote unquote, pretty waterfalls. I know, I was thinking of that too. I zoomed in right here. Pretty waterfalls.
Someone just posted, yeah.
Hilarious.
Google.
Super funny.
Hey man, I'll check it out.
Same.
And they come across and they find a body mutilated, missing his head, missing his arm, one arm.
Yeah, it is Taco. Well, I'm assuming. It says it's a hiking
This was
area.
only 2 miles from the highway. Now, in 1932, I can only guess where the highway might have been, and it would be a pure guess, but this is where the highway is today. Highway 80. It's a big, big 4-lane highway going back and forth between Sacramento and Lake Tahoe. But they said he was 2 miles from the highway, so it would have put him in about this area.
Yeah, woodchuck.
That makes sense.
Mm-hmm.
Just 2 miles off the road somewhere.
Yeah, so 2 miles.
Anywhere somewhere off the road.
Yeah,
Towards
like
Fortis.
yeah, woodchuck's right here. That is about 2 miles. Where's the key?
So the thing is, though, is then that he would have basically just started.
Yeah. So Sterling or Fortis, Fortis is like 5 miles off of the
And he wanted
off the road
And he wanted to get past. His plan was to get past Fortis
and go basically like 7 miles back. Yeah.
His plan is to get back in there, so it's like he didn't even. That's not even where the hill starts.
No, not at all. The
2
hill,
miles in.
the hill starts back here.
2 miles in means
Like if you see this one right
you
here.
had that you started bad, and then maybe something ended up happening where you didn't move, or who knows what ends up happening. But then you would think that people also would have, like, if he was on the trail, you think people would have walked over them.
Yeah, it's not a super commonly hiked area though, like necessarily. You know, Taka said, "Is this guy based in Reno?" No, he's not. Do you know where he's based at?
Yeah. So I think right now he's lived in Montana the last few years.
Yeah.
He's pretty much Montana guy. But San Jose, he worked SWAT. He was a SWAT guy for San Jose for a bit, and then became kind of like detective, and then worked in and then kind of like basically retired, semi-retired, and then became like an author.
Yeah.
And then now he's been doing this authoring thing with his books and doing documentaries, and you can watch some of his documentaries on YouTube for free. Super recommend watching the YouTube documentaries. His YouTube channel is also what we're watching, but the documentaries are great. They're like hour-long movies.
He's
They're
really
free.
good.
And but anyways, yeah, he's up in Montana near the Clark River, I think, or something like that.
Taka said, "This the type of dude I want to crack some long drinks with and do some murder investigations." Yeah, I agree.
Yeah, for sure, dude. That's what he was. He was
Yeah.
like an investigator for a little bit too, and then SWAT team for a long time.
And then he said, "Damn, let's go up to Montana and do a stream with him." I would fucking love to. That would be like that would be
One day,
pinnacle
right?
of the career. Yeah.
Yeah, hopefully we can work on that. That would be one thing. That
Yeah.
could be a definite long-term goal.
Yeah.
You know, one of the things that he would do is that he always talks about is that they would have to do they were in San Jose, and he's part of a crime unit where people were doing like muggings in downtown. So they would act as civilians, and then they would like wait and follow for people to like act like mugs, and then try to get them to mug them, and then they would like arrest them. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Or try to get them to like sell drugs or whatever to them, and then arrest them. Or not. I don't know if it was drugs ever, but it was like stuff like that. It was like more so violent crime.
Interesting. Taka said, "You should reach out. It's definitely a tax deduction too." And then he said, "Let's go golf some courses while we're up there."
Well, you know, I think we need to be a little bit bigger of a fish, but I mean,
agree.
If we can become a bigger fish, then then I would
hit a big fish and then
we are major fans, so
yeah,
only respect, and I know Chopper respects too.
yeah.
Anyways,
Chop was just talking about it.
His story's almost over here.
Nobody believed he was lost, especially since he's found essentially on the trail. But
Good
the
idea,
coroner
Taco.
comes out and says something that floored me. Says it was either wolves, coyotes, or bears that killed him and mutilated him. I thought, well, I know a little bit about this. And there's a wolf site called wolvesincalifornia.com. And it's essentially everything you want to know about wolves in California. And it stated in there that in the 1920s, in the early 1920s, wolves had disappeared in California. A lot of it had to do with aggressive hunting to get rid of them.
Yeah, did they kill them all
Friends.
in the gold rush era?
January 14th, 1932.
Decades
there's
after.
no bears out in that area of the Sierras. I guarantee it.
Definitely not grizzlies.
Why? Because there's no food out there.
Yeah, it's
for 'em.
yeah. So that
And
pause
they're
right there.
hibernating.
So that is super true. Is that where they are? Is they are in granite, like not necessarily above the tree line, but almost above the tree line. Like there's so much like snow up there. It's just pure granite rock face. There's like
Yeah, I mean, look at this.
if a bear wants to be like hunting, I don't know if a bear's gonna be there.
I agree.
They're
Like,
gonna all go lower in elevation. This is literally the peak of the Sierra Nevada mountains. Like this is the peak of the Sierra Nevada mountains. We're talking like 8,000 feet.
yeah. How do you do the freaking? I was trying to figure out the.
Is it control?
Oh, that's what I was pressing, but it
Shift.
isn't working. I tried shift, control, and alt.
Is it the mouse clicker?
No.
The middle one, the scroller.
No, it's not the scroller. It's not the right click.
Ah.
I don't know. Doesn't really matter. I was just gonna show the people like what the hold control. That's what I'm doing right now.
Just type in go to photos of the place. It's all granite too. One of the big things that Missing 411 he's all about is like talking about for some reason he's all about like granite, you know.
Yeah.
Another thing that he likes talking about is he's friends with the dude who has the Vortex place. It's that weird place that has the weird
Thank you, Taco.
the weird anomalies in Montana where it's like that cabin where you go inside and it looks like crooked or whatever, but when you're walking it feels like it feels straight or whatever. There's like it's called the Montana Vortex. It's like a strange gravitational place. You like put a ball down on an uphill slant
Mhm.
and it's uphill, right? But because of gravity, it starts going. The ball moves uphill.
Weird.
We could watch videos of that too. That place is cool, the Montana Vortex.
So I guess this feature doesn't work on Google Maps, I guess.
Oh, is it more of a Google Earth thing?
That's what I'm on right now. That's what it used to work on Google Maps for
I mean,
sure.
look at that. It's all just granite.
The Google Earth one looks way better though. Holy hell. So here's Fortis Creek. So if we look on Google Maps and get to Fortis Creek, so you can kind of see the overhead on it. So Fortis Creek is running through here. And yeah, you look on Google Maps, dude, there's Fortis Lake way back there. The highway is back here. It's like you'd come down, you'd drive, if like when we were going to do it, drive up this gully. Or, sorry, you drive up the backside. But then you get out here and, yeah, it's just all just granite peaks. This is the bad boy that I want to freaking climb right here, dude. She's a tank, dude. She's a beast. Yeah, I tried refreshing the maps page too, Chop. It didn't work for some reason, but Google Earth has a way better 3D of it than Maps does, thank goodness. Yeah, it's like he was saying, it's just all just granite peaks everywhere. Super gnarly. Super, super gnarly.
There's a good chance there was 5 feet, 6, 7 feet of snow when Frank took off. So, what's the coroner saying? And then the idea that a coyote attacked him and killed him, I don't believe it. I've been around coyotes my whole life in the wilderness, and they are very afraid of people. They try to get away.
Yeah. That's like another well-known thing if you're living in an area with coyotes. Like, coyotes are terrified of people.
For
So
sure.
the real key question here,
I mean, come on, yeah.
what did
Especially a
Frank Stewart
man.
run into? They never said they found his arm. They never said they found his head. I find it interesting that his head is missing. And why is that? Having been in law enforcement and been to many forensic classes, it is very difficult.
Taka said a Wendigo.
Could be, dude.
Yeah.
We can get into Wendigos, dude. Wendigos.
Especially, too, because, like, aren't bears known for eating prey alive? Like, don't they go for your stomach and stuff first?
I think it also depends on like what if they're trying to do it for what reason, but I think you're right. I think bears are well known for like not caring if you put up a fight while you're dead.
Yeah.
Yes, I think that's true. But cats and dogs will usually kill you first. Like cats will always kill you first.
Yeah, cats will kill you first, but a cat's not going to take your head off. Like, I don't think it'll kill you, but I don't think it's gonna like remove your head and then not eat you.
Not eat you. That's the main thing, right?
Exactly. That's the big thing, is that the body wasn't gone.
Yes.
Yeah. Super wild.
To separate a head from a body. I don't care what anybody tells you. It's not easy. So, this is probably the first authentic mutilation case that I can't say that it was predation by an animal, because I don't know any animal that would do that at that time of the year. Now, if you said July, August, of course, bear, mountain lion.
Mm-hmm.
No. In fact, they specifically never mentioned a mountain lion. So, okay, so the next case.
Yeah, that's wild, dude.
Yeah, and kind of close to home, you know. I thought we talk about that place all the time. So
Yeah,
I thought, you
super
know,
close
like,
to home. Oh, and it's a
bring it up
super
on the
recent
story.
video. That's really cool.
Yeah, no, yeah, it just happened a couple days ago.
Yeah, 3
Kind
days
of an
ago.
older story, but you know, I think one of his things is like he likes kind of talking about older stories because he's
Definitely,
like, you know,
yeah.
like, you know, what if this thing, you know, what if, you know, Wendigos, for example, have been around since 70 years ago, 100
Yeah.
years ago. So like, you know, I don't know too much about what exactly a Wendigo is exactly. I know that it's like, I think it's Native American lore a little
It
bit.
is, yeah.
But other than that, I don't know too much about it. But I mean, it could be that could play a role into it, you know.
Aren't Wendigos and Skinwalkers similar?
Could be. I mean, I don't know. They kind of sound similar, right? I'll tell you though, man, one of the crazy stories, like I heard a similar Skinwalker story. There's a bunch of different like Skinwalker names. There's a bunch of different stories of like Skinwalker.
Oh, Taco said same thing. Yep.
There's a bunch of different. I would say that's how I'd put it. There's a lot of things that are very similar to Skinwalkers in Native American lore.
Yeah.
Like a lot of different lores. Like one of my favorite stories, I think even Mr. Ballin does one on it, where he talks about like the woman in the cabin, and then she turns into like a certain animal. I forgot which it is, but it's like, ooh, that's how
it was
me,
like
man.
a mountain lion or a bobcat or something like that.
Maybe I think it was like a bobcat. Screaming bobcat, dude. The screaming bobcat story. Shapeshifter stories are great, man. What is it about shapeshifter stories and Native Americans? And one of the things that gets me is like, if it's so common, like it's one of those things where it's like, it's such a common story, I think there's gotta be something to it. What is it to it? What is it?
Here we go. Okay, so Skinwalker. Okay, so it says that they're technically not. This is just like a Reddit post, so somebody could be speaking out of their ass, but it says that they're technically not the same thing, but it seems that they're similar. So Skinwalkers are from the Navajo culture. The Navajo originate from the southwestern United States, while the Wendigo come from Algonquin folklore, which originates from the northwest of the United States, eastern Canada, and the Great Lakes. Wendigos seem to be used as a warning against greed, encouraging cooperation, moderation, and is also used as a metaphor for famine. They're also portrayed as spirits or creatures rather than cannibalistic humans, although they are sometimes portrayed as humans in native folklore. Wendigos are said to inhabit it. Skinwalkers, on the other hand, are humans that use dark magic and are seen as the polar opposite of the healers of the Navajo people, and as an antithesis to Navajo culture. Seemingly, they're used to warn against manipulating the magic of the medicine people of the Navajo and many cautionary tales for children. And they're said to inhabit southwestern United States, generally around Utah, New Mexico, Arizona, and Colorado.
All right, so it seems like they have a lot of similarities for sure.
For sure, yeah.
That has to do with magic and using black magic.
Yep.
And one of these black magic trips oftentimes has to be turning into an animal. You know, turning into an animal.
Yep.
Shape-shifting forms. Maybe even sometimes turning into other humans, maybe. I don't know.
So it says, Skinwalker is a person in certain Native American mythologies who can transform into any animal when wearing its pelt. And then Wendigo.
There's some good. I've watched some
Doesn't have,
scary
like, as
like
good of an
Navajo things on YouTube of Navajo people talking about scary skinwalker stories, like, you know, scary stories about skinwalkers.
Yeah.
The Navajo police officers talking about skinwalker stories that they've had to, you know, deal with. It's like a whole thing, right? The Navajo cops get their whole show. They got a whole show on like National Geographic or something.
Yeah. Taco said they were hitting the payout, you know what I'm saying? Yeah. Yeah, I'm sure that doesn't help like seeing the mythological creatures, you know?
Yo.
And then the big jaw said, cats in your profile picture. There are indeed cats in our profile picture.
Which profile picture, my guy? But thank you.
Probably our Twitch one. It's the cats and heat photo.
Yeah, you're right, I forgot.
Yeah. Yeah, that was from
I forget our profile picture.
That was from a concept album that we made in what was that, in high school?
Yeah, just about right.
Yeah. We dropped a concept album and it was damn good if you ask me.
Yeah, it was called Cats and Heat.
Yeah.
So it was just like, it was sometimes songs, but sometimes it was just cats, the sounds that they would make when they're in heat, you know?
Yeah. Yeah. It was a lot of that. It was really good. I think we did it for a school project or something, but it was it was a fun project.
Got way into making the cats in heat sound.
Hey, Taco's in here. Yeah, we voiced all the cats in heat in that album, dude.
What up, Taco?
You know?
What's going on, bros?
So,
Been in here
but
for like 10 minutes, dude. You guys haven't noticed?
No, because you hadn't said anything.
yeah, we don't notice until because that's how we have it set up. We don't have the ding on.
Yeah.
Yeah. The streamer mode.
Streamer mode, yeah. The Real Big Jod said, big or small, orange or gray, Super Cats will save the day.
Thank you for joining, dude. I like
Quote
the quote.
from Super Cats, a book by Caleb
I don't know these people.
Thusaw.
And Angela Arling. I don't know that, but that's I like it. Maybe I like it. I don't know.
Nice.
Thank you for joining the stream. But anyways, what did you think about what we were talking about earlier, Taco Man, about with the Wendigo, with the Skinwalker? What do you think about it just in general? Native American folklore. I think one of the big ones, and we can get into it sometime, is the giants of Native American folklore. It's all over, dude. It's super evident, and it's
Here it is here.
actively suppressed. Oh, you found it.
Super Cats Meow by Caleb Thusaw.
It is a book.
That's a Kickstarter. Like a
Oh,
Kickstarter
awesome.
funded
It's
book.
got a Kickstarter. Awesome.
It's funny.
That's good. Good for them.
I like it.
Oh, hold on a second, bro. Go back.
What?
Go back. Click on. Go to the Simon and no wait. Go to the. Go down to the.
This?
This is Furried. What is this?
It's like a comic book. It said on the Kickstarter it's like for 0 to 5-year-olds.
Oh, okay. So it's for kids.
Yeah.
Awesome, man.
What do you guys?
Oh, it says unlikely friends. Friends. Like fur friends.
All right, dude. That's cool. If you like
The
this
book was a Kickstarter before Scout Comics decided to publish it. Oh, okay, so he knows
I'm
about
just
it.
curious about the story, like how you became a fan, and like what's the story. If you want to, you can talk about it in the chat. Let us know, Real Big Jog. Anyways, back.
It definitely looks like it's like a comic book.
That's cool.
About
Okay,
like a
okay,
cat.
fair
Yeah.
enough.
Yeah. Oh yeah, look, he's like a superhero. Yeah. He wears a cape. It's like a kid's picture book.
Yeah, okay. There's kids.
But about a superhero cat?
Fair enough.
Yeah. Super Cats Meow.
All right.
It was a good quote though. I like the quote. But yeah, what do you think? You're
inclusive.
out there like right by you're near Skinwalker Ranch, right?
Maybe. Yeah, we should go one day.
I'm super down.
Go see some UFOs and
Whoa.
whatever crazy stuff happens there.
I would love to go to Skinwalker
Go out
Ranch.
to the Uinta Basin. We can't get to the ranch, but we can go to the Uinta Basin in general.
Yeah.
And they said that there's all types of crazy
Trespass.
stuff going on there.
In
Now what I've
Gusher,
heard,
Utah.
now what I've heard is that
That's near like Roosevelt.
right? What I've heard is that like there may be some interesting rare earth minerals that are very near the like very close to the top of the crust layer. Like in the crust layer but top near the surface that are easily
Like,
accessible, and so that could be a reason of intense a triangle. Interesting. Are we showing this for stream? I love going on Google Maps. Let's go into Google Maps with stream and just check out what Skinwalker Ranch looks like. If you guys don't know the story of Skinwalker Ranch, it's one of the craziest stories. It's one of the most, I don't know if you'd call it paranormal areas in the United States.
It's like the West Coast Bermuda Triangle.
That's a great way to describe
That
it.
was
So
great,
it's like
yeah.
it's got an interesting place. It's got a lot of interesting stories. Story goes is that it was been in a few different ownerships over the last like 50 years or so. And the story of Skinwalker Ranch, as we know about a little bit about Skinwalkers now, they are Navajo lore, and Skinwalker Ranch is right on what would have been Navajo lands. And so we have these stories about Skinwalkers, people, weird things. And on Skinwalker Ranch, we have stories of shape-shifting creatures, sounds that are coming from, it sounds like from someone, but then there's no one there. Maybe weird orbs, glowing orbs that are coming from the sky. Stories of
There's a,
portals maybe that are opening up. All of these different
it.
things. So many different things that are in what we would call high strangeness. It's just an area of high strangeness.
Wow. Now, yeah, there's an HBO series on it. I think it's called like Secrets of Skinwalker Ranch, and Apparently, like, some of the shit's legit. I don't know. Maybe it was just the trailer trying to sell it. But like, they were even having meetings with like the governor of Utah, and even the governor's like, seeing this evidence, like, this is serious, like serious shit we're dealing with. So, I guess there's some stuff going on there. I don't know what exactly.
That's I mean, it's a weird place.
It's a super weird place, yeah.
So how do we know about all this stuff? Because supposedly there's this famous billionaire who's actually helped fund a lot of different space projects. His name is Robert Bigelow. He's headquartered out of Las Vegas, Nevada. Bigelow Aerospace. They do like they help make like modules for NASA and SpaceX. You know, I think maybe just NASA actually, maybe not SpaceX, but they make like modules for like the International Space Station. You know, like living space modules, like things that you actually put on. Like a module is like a cabin, right?
Mm-hmm.
So he's this billionaire. And he also funds other things. He's somewhat secretly into UFOs, and he even bought Skinwalker Ranch for a bit. And he brought in, with the help of the United States government and the very famous Democrat Senate Majority Leader Harry Reid, who is very powerful in the U.S. Senate for very many years for the United States Senate position of Nevada. He was friends with Robert Bigelow, and they helped get government funding secretly in black projects to set up what's known as NIDS, which was the National Institute or something about science. You know, it was like an investigative science. It was basically a bunch of scientists and ex-military guys, right? And they got together using government money, and they got all the best equipment they could to measure what was going on here out in Skinwalker Ranch. And they had a bunch of different info, and they never made any of it public. And he had what, you know, Bob Bigelow says, you know, I figured out what I needed to figure out, and we pretty much sold it not long afterwards. And now it's in the hands of another guy who's super into the whole thing, and he's letting more government people come out to the land, and they're trying to do more measurements, trying to record more things. It's an interesting story, definitely, to get into, and it's a deep, dark rabbit hole, and there's, you know, half of it I believe, maybe half of it I don't believe, maybe I don't believe any of it, who knows what's going on, but...
Yeah, there are some super freaky stories out of it, though. I would like to visit it. I think it'd be freaky.
Yeah, well, unfortunately, it's private property, so we wouldn't be able to like go to the ranch itself.
It's like you said that you could visit the area.
We could visit the basin, the general basin area, because the idea is that it's probably the general basin, and you can probably see some crazy stuff going on. It's probably I don't know if it's just this ranch, but if you zoom out a little bit, like you could kind of see like the general Uinta Basin. It's like it kind of. So supposedly, UFO Valley Campground, like we could camp out right there and do UTV tours. Like supposedly that ridge line, like that's where all the crazy stuff happens.
Yeah.
Up in that ridge line. So I don't know if all that's private land or public land, but like supposedly see where Skinwalker Homestead too.
Mm-hmm.
Like supposedly that is where like some of the craziest stuff has happened at Homestead too. That's all owned by the ranch. So, but and see how it's kind of right along the ridge line.
Yeah.
All the stories you always hear from a lot of these stories are like them looking up along the ridge line. They recently just did like a History Channel show on it, so this is like probably all like the new History Channel stuff, because they did a whole Skinwalker Ranch thing on History Channel with like some guys who have been worked with the government before, scientist guys, sort of fringe scientist guys. Maybe we could watch that. I don't know.
Yeah, we can check it out. I was just trying to see if I was like wondering if it was like a tourist like deal.
They said there was a tourism place on UTV. I don't know if this is.
Yeah, I saw that like over here.
Yeah.
UFO Valley. So I'm wondering if like, cause this
No, bro, they will not let anyone onto the
really,
beach.
cause it lists this as a housing complex. That's what I was asking.
Yeah, no, I mean it's a whole like it's owned by a billionaire who, like I said, he brings on people. They had the History Channel come on. They were filming the History Channel show up until like maybe a week ago. I think maybe they're actually still filming it actually right now. They could still be filming actually right now. But dude, they will not let anyone. I'm telling you, they don't let anyone onto the property.
Interesting.
It's very private, and it's been that way forever. It's been through multiple different owners, but ever since people knew about it,
at chat Chowid.
it has not. They will not let you on it. You can go around it though. Lots of public land.
They have live stream cameras. Yeah, John, we were getting to it. Sorry. You're saying the book is a cross between a picture book and a comic about a kitten who encounters a superhero and a dog, gang leading dog. Jesus.
How'd you figure out about this book?
Yeah, seriously.
Gangs, bro.
The encounter between meanwhile, and Ono makes an impression on Ono, and he wants to become a super cat. Also, he's a bit clumsy in experience. What you just looked up is the prequel. It tells the story of how he became a superhero.
So
And then
are
said
cat
you-
books?
What's
is
that?
Cat books just like a thing? Is that like a genre?
I don't know, man.
Cat books, you said?
I think it's just a kid's book.
Yeah, it seemed like it was just like a Kickstarter kids comic book. And then he said, you know, I heard a piece.
cat book series I used to read. Anyway, go on.
He was saying, I heard a piece of Elon Musk's spaceship actually landed in an open field.
Yeah, I saw that
Did you
happen
hear
in
about that?
Australia. It happens actually more than you would think.
A piece of a
Unfortunately.
spaceship just broke off.
Yeah, a couple pieces landed in like this dude's field in Australia.
Whoa.
It happens more often
Did you
than
guys
you
hear
would
about the meteor that flew over Utah last week?
think. No.
No.
that'd be cool.
Yeah, so it was I
to
didn't
see
hear it
that.
because I was doing the lawn and I had my noise canceling headphones in. But apparently like there were just like 3 loud like bangs, like boom, boom, boom.
Whoa.
And like people thought it was thunder. A lot of people said like it woke them up, or they were inside their houses and felt it.
Mm-hmm.
And it was coming from like National Weather Service and all that it was a meteor, it looked like, because there's tons of videos of people recording the sky, and you just see this giant like ball of fire flying past, and then after like 45 seconds, boom, like this loud sonic boom, this series of them. I'm surprised you guys didn't hear about that.
Yeah, no,
No,
I
yeah.
didn't at all.
I think a
Yeah,
lot of
dude,
that
that's
type
like
of
the start
I think a
Men in
lot of
Black
that
right there.
I think a lot of that stuff stays local.
Yeah.
You would think though, because it was a pretty big, like I think it even registered on seismographs, so like to measure earthquakes, it
Mhm.
registered on those, and that's how they knew. Like at first, like if it was an earthquake, we would have known it was something from the sky that shook the earth.
I've seen that type of stuff. Like, did you look it up on the internet much afterwards? Because like that's happened to me, and I looked it up on the internet trying to see if like everyone was talking about it, and I found like one time that happened to me, and I looked it up, and I found like one person talking about it like the next like 2 days later. They said, oh yeah, that was like just a Chinese piece of Chinese equipment that was burning in the sky.
Exploding meteor startles Utah. Yeah, so that was last Saturday's when it happened, Saturday morning.
Interesting.
Damn.
8:32 a.m. local time. Numerous home security and doorbell cameras caught the sound. And radar image. National Weather Service in Salt Lake posted a radar image of 2 red flashes, and that it was likely a meteor trail and flash.
That's wild.
Cool
Yeah,
stuff,
the
man.
Tristan guy, that's the main dude that
Which
does
one,
like
sorry?
on the show. Dr. Travis Taylor.
This guy?
Yeah, not Tristan. Dr. Travis Taylor is the main guy on the show. He's the guy who's kind of like he talks about it mostly, and he kind of like directs the show.
So the people who
He
own
directs the team. He's the main, like I think one of the main the dude who owns the thing is just like a billionaire.
this guy.
Yeah, Brandon Fugel. He's a billionaire. It looks like he's like big into owns a lot of real estate, and he's
Sorry.
and so he also was just interested in it, and so he bought it in 2016. And
So he just bought it so people could just do research on it.
yeah, and he was basically he's like, I'm gonna do basically exactly what the previous owner, who was Bob Bigelow, did, which was basically invite a bunch of sort of NASA affiliated guys, a lot of guys affiliated in the U.S. government, DoD, Department of Defense, and then all these like science guys, Navy SEAL type guys, ex-Navy SEAL guys, to do just crazy surveillance, like night vision goggle, camera, everything, put sensors everywhere, laser everything up, like literally, you know what I mean, the whole shebang. And so Fugel's just kind of like doing the same exact thing. And it's, I think, at least in the show, it shows that it's kind of led by that Travis guy, and he kind of does most of the talking about what they're trying to do.
That's wild. Big John said, I found out about the book through a magazine called Scoot Frontiers.
Scoot or Scout?
Oh, it could be Scout.
Probably Scoot. I don't know.
They do a Supercats comic, and I had to do some research. There are 3 books: Supercats, Meow, and Halloween.
Oh, that's awesome.
It's me wow, not meow.
Me wow.
My fault.
That's awesome, man.
Me wow.
So Skinwalker Ranch,
Exactly.
it's scary, you know. That's it's spooky to think about, and it's also like that. I think that it's getting more talk about now. You know, I think back in the day, people wouldn't talk about it at all. You know what I mean? People wouldn't talk about it. People say it's fake, it's been debunked or whatever. I mean, but people did used to say that all the time, and I mean, they probably got some points still.
It looks like, dude, they have live feed cameras that are just like streaming the stuff that's happening there, but you have to sign up for
of course, yeah,
like their like email list. Yeah, I don't think you have to pay for it. I mean, in the traditional sense, right? Like you don't have to pay to access them, but you have to. Seems you have to give them your email and name and a bunch. Oh no, it is paid membership. Wow.
I bet you gotta pay. Oh look at that photo.
Which one? Whoa, dude. Whoa, dude. Some sort of UFO.
What is that? It's anomalous. What is that anomalous?
That's wild.
It looks like a luminous anomalous phenomenon.
Phenomena?
That is exclusive, unidentified aerial luminous.
You guys watched that video I posted in Discord for the Meteor?
Electromagnetic.
Oh, you posted
phenomenon.
it. Sorry.
Yeah, in Discord.
Yep. I got it.
Oh.
Yeah, dude,
That's a
that thing was
proper meteor.
moving.
That's a proper meteor.
All right,
That's
here's
a
a
meteor.
question for you guys. What is a meteor called once it hits the Earth?
An asteroid.
My big wong schwong in your mom.
It's a meteorite.
My big wong schwong in your
now
mom.
You know. Now you know.
Good job, or good job.
Wait,
Taco.
so that's a meteor?
That's a meteor.
What's a meteor?
Like a piece of.
What's the difference between a
flying
meteor and
through
an
a-
asteroid?
So an asteroid is just out in space, right? Like it's just floating rock in space.
Yeah.
And a
Meteor is
meteor-
once it gets into our atmosphere.
Breaks atmosphere and then becomes like a projectile.
And then once if it lands on the Earth,
It's a meteor.
If there's anything left, it's a meteorite.
It's a meteorite.
It's me meeting your mom.
Meteorite. What's the recommended
meeting
amount
your
of
mom.
dedicated meteorite?
What's the recommended amount of dedicated wham for silver?
Kid, I'm a pump. Can you pull my ban him? Can
I
you
agree
just
with
pull my
you.
ban that guy?
Big Joe.
Asking those dumb questions, like coming in
Is
here
it-
with his wicked 6
Jawed?
gigabytes of wham. Like who's gonna walk in here with 6 gigabytes of wham asking that sort of question about a
This
Minecraft server? I mean, dude, what do you have? Some sort of toaster? Jesus Christ. Pull my ban him.
Gosh, man. I hate kids.
Yeah.
Dude, so I was on my druid?
Am I doing?
Why do they all have that stupid like lisp? There's
I don't
like
know.
you guys had
Next
kids like
question on
that
this left
around
side.
you growing up, right?
Yeah.
There's always one weird kid that talks like that and nobody knows why.
Big John said you should look up Angela Odling. She does the illustrations for that book. Yeah, I'll look it up. I like illustrators. Illustration's cool. And then the reason why I want to share the book is because barely anyone has heard of it, and to have something like this go under the radar is kind of sad. Who knows, man? Maybe it'll blow up.
I mean, it seems like it did well on Kickstarter. Isn't that correct?
Yeah, I mean, I'm guessing so. If it got funded, or you said like a printing company picked it up, it must have done pretty well.
I was wondering, what's
like-
the recommended amount of
Dude, think about it
dedicated
like
wham?
Among Us, dude.
Dedicated
Among Us wasn't known
wham.
about until
Wait.
years later.
What'd you say?
Sorry. Say that again. Danny, can you say
Yeah.
that again?
Sorry. Oh, sorry. I was watching the stream so I could hear the video.
Yeah,
I
we
forgot
paused
there's
it.
a
We
delay.
paused it because you were talking.
I forgot there's a delay and I'm listening. Anyway, I forgot what we were talking about now.
Dedicated wham.
Dedicated wham.
You were saying something. We just we wanted to hear you.
Yeah, it's gone. I forgot, man. It's been way too long.
All right, let's watch
Alright.
this.
Next question on this left side.
I was wondering, what's the recommended amount of dedicated wham I should have to a server?
Oh, the face.
How do you make your voice stutter that much?
The kid's
It
thinking,
literally
like-
sounds like a CD skipping, bro.
Because the kid's thinking like, as soon as he says it, you know, you realize he's like, okay, I know I didn't say it right, but hopefully they'll be kind to me. You know what I mean? There's
Yeah.
Like, there's this face of like where his eyebrows go up.
I was wondering, what's the recommended amount of dedicated wham I should?
It literally sounds like a CD skipping.
Just the hardest
Wham.
part for me is like, where are
hard
these
work.
kids' parents?
Probably sitting in the chairs behind them.
But like, would you not be so embarrassed if that was like your kid that was?
Of course, but
Yeah.
I mean, yes,
What
but
can
no
you
at the
do,
same
though?
time, because you're like, I'm so proud that he's going up there and talking. Like, this is the most like, because honestly, he's probably so out of his shell in Minecon, more
Yeah.
so than any other like environment. Where like when he's at school and there's like girls around, he's probably like, I don't even want to go,
weirdo.
I don't even want to get out of the car. You know what I mean? So you're like, oh my gosh,
True,
this is
true.
horrible. But there's probably like a little bit of a sparkle in his eye when he's at Minecon. So as a parent, like you
Yeah.
gotta remember, there's like levels to like how
true.
much tolerance you can, how much cringe tolerance you have. Right now, the parents probably
For
like,
your
I'm
kid.
so proud. He's like going up
For
there and
sure, yeah.
talking, and like he doesn't
Being
even
a
know. Like
fucking
think about it,
weirdo.
dude. Like this kid doesn't. He's probably never even said dedicated before. He's heard dedicated.
Dedicated.
He's heard dedicated RAM talked
Dedicated.
about. He's like looking up YouTube videos autistically on YouTube. Like, what is dedicated RAM? Why
Like,
is
he
dedicated
thrown
RAM
artistically
important?
in there is that adverb.
Well, you know what it is. You know how it
Something that
goes.
is
You're just like trying
necessary.
to figure it out, and he's trying to figure it out on Minecraft, and
just-
he's got this question, but like he's never actually talked to any of his regular friends, if he has any regular
Yeah.
friends. You know, they don't talk about a dedicated RAM. So he's like, he's using a brand new word in front of hundreds of people, and he's socially awkward. Like, you got to give this kid massive courage props.
Yeah, I agree.
I don't know, man. I'm still on you just having to describe that as autistically searching.
Well, I mean, I think we're saying it in a very polite way so we understand that, like, also he's like socially inept a little bit.
Yeah.
That's probably what.
Yeah,
Socially
for sure.
inept.
That's
There
a
you
real
go.
thing.
Yeah.
That's a
So, due to the autism, and so like we have to give him some
That's like
courage.
that's like the kid that probably went and searched barbecue sauce on my titties, right? Like, you know, he's
Wait, is
just
that a
weird and doesn't know how to search it.
Yeah.
All right.
I don't know. I'm in my own head right now.
I was
BBQTT.
wondering, what's the recommended amount of dedicated wham I should have to a server?
Oh, look at that face.
I know. You're right, dude. The eyebrows raised up.
Are you proud of him?
He,
Like, did I
he
do good
looks up
enough?
like, oh.
Is that good enough?
Dedicated wham I should have to a server.
To the server.
I'm sorry, could you please repeat your question?
Dedicated
Poor kid.
wham
How
to
That's
a
his mom
server.
right
Yeah,
there.
there's his mom right there.
Where? In the back?
Coco Super.
So and you can tell she's a
let's
little
see.
controlling because like she was like, all right, that's
Yeah.
good enough, honey. You've done good enough. I just filmed. Look, she's super
That's
proud
how
of
I
him.
would
Yeah,
bro.
she's filming and everything.
Like this.
Also,
is a
you
huge
notice like
moment, bro.
no wedding ring. She's a single mom. She's
Wait,
trying
no,
her
look at the
best.
other one.
Dude, I'm into
That's the
it.
wrong hand.
No, look, everything's reading correctly. It's reading
right hand,
Coco
yeah.
Super. That would be her left hand here.
Wait, so that's not. You don't think that's,
That's
a wedding
no,
ring?
that's her right hand.
That's
but
her right
so is
hand.
The left hand.
So it's okay.
The left hand's holding the Minecon thing. Unless she
Yeah.
just doesn't know what hand she's supposed to wear a wedding ring on, but I think that's just a ring.
She's
Because if
young.
you're
That's her
reading
right hand.
Coco Super, yeah, that's her left hand.
Yeah.
Yeah.
She's young. I don't know. Maybe.
I'm sorry,
Anyway,
could
let's
you
go
repeat
find
your
her.
Dedicated wham to a server.
Ma'am,
If you're
What did the mom say? Hang on.
dedicated wham to a server.
Oh, if you're running it off your PC, she's like trying to help.
She knows what she's talking
Yeah.
about too. She knows kind of like.
Yeah, like she's trying to
"Oh, he's
explain like
asked me this before.
yeah, she's trying to explain like if you're running the if you're
server, the Minecraft server.
yeah, if you're trying to run the server off your PC.
The
Running
server.
off your PC.
Oh, okay.
If you're running off your PC.
Dedicated WAM.
Depending on plugins and players.
No, hold
Yeah,
on.
it's a-
Did that Taco Man say that?
What?
Did Taco Man say that, or did somebody say that on the? I think Taco. Did you just say dedicated RAM again?
No, I said dedicated WAM.
Okay. I thought a dude on the board said that. I was like, wait,
Oh.
I couldn't tell. Okay,
No.
sorry.
No, off your PC.
Oh, okay.
Have you guys seen the one kid? Like, I don't know if you guys heard my question. How old do you guys think these kids are now? They gotta be like early 20s, yeah?
That are
Yeah.
doing this stuff?
Yeah, early 20s.
Oh, like,
No, like
yeah, I
these
get what you're
kids that
saying.
are saying this,
20,
yeah,
21.
like they gotta be in their early 20s now, right?
Yeah.
Hey,
definitely
Jesse Pinkman,
I gotta.
ABQ. Thank
what's
you so
up,
much for the
dude?
follow, man. We appreciate it.
Wait, is that a Breaking Bad reference, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
Depending on plugins and players. Yeah, it's a. What it's really depend. This is a technical question you're asking. How much RAM?
I hate that response too. This is a really technical question that you're asking. How much RAM?
What it's really depend. This is a technical question you're asking. How much RAM?
Like that super condescending. This is a technical question you're asking. How much
Yeah.
RAM? Like it's just like so condescending, just soul crushing. There's so much cringe from this fucking Minecon.
That was 9 years ago now. Holy cow.
Yeah.
Yeah,
It's
so these
so
kids
bad.
gotta be at least like adults, 18 plus now.
Or this one.
Oh.
Is this? Do you guys want to join my dad's Minecraft server?
Yes, that's what this
The
is.
girl.
Yeah.
Ugh.
Oh, that's Notch too. She did that in front of Notch, dude.
So, has it helped you in your?
Do you think that dedicated
Next question on this left side.
I just want the will you join my dad's Minecraft server?
Dude, honestly, like I agree about the mom.
Is there any
Oh, you just
chance
skipped the
of
good
a
one, dude.
Yeah, hold on.
Which
slow
one?
down,
Which one?
dude,
Which
slow
one?
down.
Video
God
camera?
damn it, Jalen.
Sorry, which one? Oh, the guy with the
Holding
video
Video
camera.
camera.
Dude, I mean, what about the mom though, right? I mean, come on.
Have autism?
Sorry, like I said.
Oh, wait,
I'm
hold on.
watching the stream
This
and
is the
it's
one
on
with the video
delay.
camera.
Go right before, yeah.
Just
there
like
we
to
go, you
ask
got it.
how many
The way
of
this
you
kid
have.
asks it, dude.
You don't know.
I would just like to ask how many of you have autism, and if so, has it helped you in your modding career?
I mean, bro, are you talking trash on me, Taco Man, dude? Look at this autistic question. Autistic kid asking such an autistic
And he's
question.
just zooming in
Yeah,
with the
just
video
saying,
camera.
He's like, okay.
yeah, like the way he does it is so autistic. that
Hello,
he's like,
hello. I am me. I'm filming you guys. I
Yeah.
just want to let you know. Come out as autist now.
like I don't know if he was like expecting it to be like some inspiring, like yes, I have autism.
That's
but
the thing.
Working on Minecraft has changed my life. Like, is that what he's?
Yeah,
expecting?
I don't understand.
What I need to get is those mustaches, so you could see on the stream, like where you twirl the mustache.
Yeah.
You know, you understand, my good friend Tacoma Man, is that to understand the autistic brain, a neurotypical brain cannot comprehend one's reasonings for the tism. You
Yeah.
know? Like don't think like I'm trying to understand what was his approach with that social interaction.
I
Like,
don't understand.
one
I
will
don't
not
understand what
a
he was planning on
neurotypical, a
doing.
neurotypical person will not understand a touched feller.
Yeah.
There's got to be some thought that goes in their head, though.
No,
right?
see, that's the thing, is that part of the brain. Oh, whoa.
That's-
Jesus
yeah.
Christ. That's the thing, is that actually you'd be surprised, but no. Like that part of the brain is completely gray. Like no activity. It's just there's no activity. So
you
it's
got a problem with gay brains, dude?
What?
said that part of the brain is completely.
No,
gray.
the autistic part of the brain. So like when
Yeah.
when they
It's
look
gay?
at when they look at an autistic brain, like the social.
No, he said it.
interaction
He said
part.
it's gray, Danny, not gay.
Oh, not gay.
Oh.
Gray.
Gray, like it's grayed
Like
out.
gray
Yeah.
matter. Like the brain is gray
Gotcha,
matter.
gotcha.
Yeah.
I thought you were saying like.
I'm
you know.
sorry, man.
Okay.
Yeah, that's why I was like, where are you getting gay from? I'm so confused on what's happening. Yeah. But yeah, he was saying it's all gray.
Yeah, so like when you look at their brain and you look at like their brain when it comes to the social interaction part, you will notice that it's just gray. There's nothing going on. Yeah, sorry about the knocking. That'll
Yeah,
get
it got me too. 1 second.
It's audio terrorism.
Oh, did you guys get a knocking notification?
Yeah, we did.
Okay, I had the stream muted, so I missed it.
But anyways, so interesting stuff.
Taco, check
Ranch.
dudes, please.
Interesting Skinwalker Ranch. The
Don't
Wendigo.
everyone personal speak thing up to at ask them. once.
I love too how they just like completely disregard the question.
And then
Did you
someone
refuse
says,
that
Don't
question?"
everyone go out say it.
Yeah.
at once."
Oh, it's so bad.
Because who wants this to come out with that?
I agree. Like, yeah, who's gonna admit
In
to
front
that?
of everyone? Like, no.
I think we're going to refuse that question. I think.
Yeah, I'm afraid we're going to have to pass on that one. Sorry.
Next question. On this
AKA
website.
they all are freaking.
Yeah.
I was wondering, what's the recommended amount of dedicated RAM I should have to a server?
Reminds
So
me of.
bad.
He reminds me of Bobby Hill from Hank Hill.
Dedicated RAM to a server.
She's
Oh,
like, you
yeah.
can tell she's like
100%.
that hovering mom.
Oh, okay.
It's depending on plugins and players.
Yeah, it's a. What it's really depend. This is a technical question you're asking. How much RAM?
Sky, did your friends really hold you hostage in room 208 yesterday?
I hate when you're watching like reaction videos like this and they like add in those like the meme noises.
They're gonna do it the whole time.
Yeah.
To join
And here we go. Oh God, here it is, baby.
And look at these. Look at like all the ADD in around. Look at the guy who's talking on the mic, but look at the guy behind him. Look at the guys around him. I mean, there's so
Yeah,
much just
this
ADD.
kid. Oh, it's like right underneath our camera. Damn it.
Look at that kid.
That
Look at
kid.
that kid. Oh my God, look at him.
That kid.
Ah, I mean, you can just see
So
the tizzy.
bad, dude. So bad.
The screeching.
Would you like to join my dad's Minecraft server, Forgecraft? I've got business cards here.
That you
That one.
Join his
This
Minecraft
is
what?
Minecraft,
Mineforge?
Mineforgecraft.com.
Mineforge.
Oh,
He has a
Mineforgecraft.
server. He's had it up for like a few years, I think now, and he's got really good staff. And I was wondering if you would like to maybe join it.
It's so
I'm having a hard time hearing what to say, but if it's
The
a clan,
face,
I'd love to be
dude,
invited.
like
The Minecraft server, my
it's
dad
hard to
does
watch.
it must
we
be.
can take the card and check it out later.
Yeah.
I think you can
Yeah.
still
Take the
find
card
like
and look at it.
remnants of this website and server through like Internet Archive though.
The server that she's talking about?
Yeah.
Really?
Mineforgecraft, yeah. Like it's an actual thing, Mineforgecraft. It was a pretty big
Oh.
community. It might still be. I
I
don't
don't
know.
doubt
think
it, dude.
That's hilarious.
As many Minecraft ones are.
No, I don't doubt it at all. It sounds familiar somewhat to me. But I will just say, like, the frozen face, like she must be petrified. I guess that's
Yeah,
maybe what it
probably.
is. But like the frozen face and then all the perspiration and then all the I mean, there's just a lot going on in that photo, you know. I hope she she's doing well now. But
Yeah.
I mean, woo, dude. I mean, that's an all timer. That's a classic video. I mean, just like let's watch that one more time.
Card and
I mean, just oh.
To join. Would you like to join my dad's Minecraft server, Forgecraft? I've got business cards here.
And the business cards, bro. What?
Minecraft, Forgecraft. That
Oh,
he
Mind
has
Forge
a
Lab.
server. He's had it up for like a few years, I think now, and he's got really good staff.
See, the guy
and
knows
I
who
was
it
wondering
is.
if
The
you
guy
would
knows, like, oh yeah, Mind Forge
maybe
Craft. You know what I
join
mean?
it.
That's what's
Yeah.
like.
I'm having a hard time hearing what to say, but
Dude,
if
it's
this is a
like
plan,
just
I'd
like
love to
spend
be
less
invited.
time on
The
your Mind
Minecraft
Forge
server,
Craft.
my
Spend more
dad does
time.
Minecraft server. Yeah,
Maybe we can
Such a
take
Okay,
the
get
card
off it,
and
dude.
check
I'm
it out
almost
later.
like,
Yeah.
ugh.
Yeah.
It hurts to watch, honestly.
It's so much.
It's just sad, is what it is. Like,
Yeah.
just because
Take the card and look.
I don't know, like,
And I can empathize. I can be like, I can kind of like, what if I was her? You know?
yeah, like I absolutely don't have a problem with people like that at all. Like, you know, because it's just like they have no idea that they see the world through an entirely different like lens. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Frame of mind. And like I don't know. I think that would almost be isolating. You know what I mean?
Yeah. It's
Poor,
such a fucking
poor little failures.
poor little failure.
Yeah, I had a buddy who I guess his first kid ended up being autistic, and
Oof.
so his wife had, I don't know, just had troubles with it, you know, and then
Yeah.
and then their second kid, same thing, after a few years ended up being, and like, so that was like a huge mental toll as it is, you know, in itself, just as parents. And you hope that it's not anything that'll make it too hard for them to live their life. But you get what I'm saying? Like, I empathize with it because it's such a hard thing to do. Like, let's be honest, most people wouldn't keep a baby with Down syndrome, right? Like, if they test for it and it comes back.
For sure, yeah.
But, like, if your kid's, like, you know, super far on the spectrum autistic, you had no idea. And you just live with it, right?
No, but here's the better question. What if you could figure out, what if they can find the genetic markers for it? Do you think that people should be allowed to then abort people if they figure out people are going to have Asperger's, high-functioning autism? Not debilitating autism to where they won't be able to read or write or where they won't be able to talk, but like high-functioning autism. So
I
like
think it would be a
Asperger's.
thing, but only on the basis that, like, oh, well, people do it for Down syndrome. It's not that much worse for autism. You know,
Well, see, I
like,
just
that's how
think
they
that
justify it.
that'll be how it will be justified, but I think that is a grave mistake. It could even be like, I think it could be as far as like leading to like the end of civilization. I think so many great
Really?
inventions, so much great art, so many great ideas that
Yeah.
actually came from the minds of people who are
Who are on
not
the spectrum.
who are not neurotypical and
Yeah.
people who are like on the spectrum. You know what they
Look
would
at
call.
Elon Musk, and that dude's out there slaying
Elon Musk would have been
different chicks
aborted.
every
Albert
weekend.
Exactly, yeah.
Einstein would have been aborted.
Yeah.
I mean, there's so many people that
Some other weirdos. Yeah,
we
I'm
can
trying
say
to
It
pretty
gets
much
tough for
every-
sure, yeah.
Bill Gates
History.
probably.
Oh yeah, Bill Gates for sure. Oh, what's his name? Zuckerberg.
Oh, yeah, the
Zuckerberg, for
Zuck, yeah.
sure. I mean, dude,
Not
there's so
giving him,
many different
like, the
people.
most credit,
So it's
but
like
yeah,
one of
like,
those
just the
things
fact
where it's
that
like you're gonna
one
deal with
weirdo
temper
could change the
tantrums.
world so
You're gonna
much,
deal with
right?
temper tantrums, but like I think that they're like such an important part. I think they play a huge I think they play a bigger role as we're starting to diagnose it more. I think you're starting to realize like they play a bigger role maybe than you would think.
Yeah.
In our
Fair enough, fair
society
enough.
and in our like civilization even, you know what I mean? So like I do worry about that. I do worry about them figuring out like, oh, we're gonna figure out if someone's gonna be autistic and we can abort them all. You know, that's scary, dude. I don't know. It's maybe another topic for another day, but
No, it's just weird to think about, man. I don't know.
it is interesting and it's coming up. It's coming up. These gene clinics, man. You go in, make a designer baby.
Yeah.
Daddy's eyes, mommy's face, mommy's nose. It's crazy, dude. They could do that in Shanghai.
Mm-hmm. Don't they already kind of do that with animals?
Do they? No, they
Yeah.
do that like, dude. They do that with
like,
humans in Shanghai. That's what I'm saying. You can do that if the really rich people in like Shanghai and in China. That's already a thing. You know what? I heard recently from a really crazy and like respected scientist was saying that like they were basically saying that there's no like official case of a man being cloned, But he was talking about how like they're cloning lambs in China, they're cloning dogs in China. Like you could get
Ellen's dog's a clone, isn't it?
You could get Ava cloned if you spend. It's only $10,000 to $15,000.
Yeah,
but
isn't Ellen's dog a clone? Her current dog?
Yeah, it could be. So that's like a thing that the rich people are doing now, and like they're doing this with lambs, horses, cows, and like basically the idea was like there's absolutely no reason you can't do it with humans.
Interesting.
And so the idea then goes is like, could this be a thing?
I mean,
you could see it for organs, you know.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah.
You could see you could see their financial benefits. Anyways, it's an interesting idea. I don't know how much longer though I can go for this, bro.
No, you're good. I was literally about to ask if you want to wrap up right now.
Yeah, we might have to wrap up this kind of a short stream tonight, but we'll get another one in soon.
Yeah, sweet. Thank you everybody that stopped in. We appreciate you as always. If you're new in here and have been kind of lurking the stream, drop a follow. We would greatly appreciate it. We're slowly trying to build up the community of viewers, and if you don't want to drop a follow, hopefully you at least enjoyed the content. Big John said I sent a vid. Yeah, I saw the video in there. Unfortunately, we don't have time to react to it tonight, but I will we'll make sure to give it a watch, and you're in the Discord, so we'll be able to send our reactions back to you.
Yeah,
but unfortunately,
man. Thank you for joining.
Yeah, unfortunately, we got to both wake up early in the morning. We already went like 20 minutes longer than we should have, but yeah, there's always next stream as well. But thank you so much to everybody that stopped in. We appreciate you so much. Make sure that you also check us out on all of our other socials. That would be Instagram, Twitter, and TikTok, all at 2FuggingDudes. Also, remember that you can check us out on YouTube as well. Same things at 2FuggingDudes, or use the link that I just posted in the chat. Also, if you're new here, make sure to join our Discord. Again, with the link in the chat, we would love to communicate with you. That's our biggest place that we communicate with all of our viewers. We post our daily updates and communicate in there quite frequently. Thank you so much, ladies and gentlemen. We really do appreciate you stopping in. Austin, you got any parting words for them?
Yeah, no, just check out the socials, check out Discord, really check out Discord, check out YouTube. We're trying to post we'll post clips of the streams to YouTube too. Yeah. Thank you for joining. If you watched tonight, drop a follow, and you can watch all the videos. You can watch if you just got here, you can watch this video. It'll be up here later, and it'll be up on YouTube, and follow us on those other socials. Also, I've been posting stuff on Twitter, good videos, UFO stuff, funny stuff on YouTube, internet drama, all the news, anything and everything, you know. Follow us on Twitter. It's under our name, so we're on there. So if you're on there, we're on there. We'll follow you. What's up? Good night, everyone.
Sweet.
Thank you for tuning in. We'll see you again soon. We'll stream again soon. We're putting out the hours, pumping, grinding. Let's do it again. Hustle.
R.I.P. to the top GM. All right, take care, ladies and gentlemen. We love you so much. We appreciate you as always. We will see you on the next stream.
Yeah, talk to us on Discord.
Peace out.
Knowledge. Knowledge. Knowledge.